Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to finally a Planet Coaster 2 stream. This has been a long time coming. I've been saying I'm going to stream to like forever, but finally we're actually here. And what we'll do today, unsurprisingly, is of course work on the River Rapids area right here. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't plan a lot for this stream. I just thought let's build and see what happens. But before we do that, actually, I want to make sure that the audio and everything is good, because I've been messing around and I don't really get any of this. But so if anything is off or not working, tell me right now. There isn't music because I couldn't figure that out. How I'm an idiot. Like I suck at this. So this stream may be a little bit boring, but I mean, I suppose we have to start somewhere. So yeah, the sound of being not very loud isn't really something I can fix right now. That's been a problem for a long time. I don't know what to do with that is, but anyway, I suggest we get straight into it here and start building some cool stuff. Like I said, I don't really have a clear idea, but we'll just see what happens. I do know I want to start with the entrance, because right now the entrance is pretty much non-existent, and I think it'd be nice to make sure that's nice looking. So let's go ahead and begin right there, because I did have an idea, and that is creating a sort of watchtower, like the, what you call those, the national park kind of watchtowers. So let's go ahead and see if we can do that, starting with some supports. Big surprise. So I'm gonna grab these, make them a little bit bigger. And so generally I am really bad at multitasking. So if you guys are going to be having or adding donations, sending me donations, I might see them way too late, because I genuinely just suck at reading them and remembering that they exist. So that's going to be an interesting thing for sure. But yeah, what am I doing? Let's start with the base, and that should probably be something like that, nice and wide. What am I doing? Yeah, I'm kind of tired actually too. This is not a great moment to stream, but oh well. I set it up, so we got to do it now. Let's start with the base, and now you can finally see how long everything takes, because really everything takes long. It's frustrating, and that's why videos usually take quite a while to build, to make. But so let's have a look. I'm going to spin this around like that, and then tilt them inward and do the same thing on every single one, just like that. Same thing right there, and then finally that one. Also, I can't really read the chat while building, so I'm just gonna have little breaks where I kind of check in with you guys. But genuinely, like, streaming is not made for people like me, because I get distracted so quickly and I need to lock in, and when I do get locked in, I get locked in. So yeah, I feel like that kind of speaks for itself. But anyway, this might be a bit too tall actually, but we'll see what happens. I think, no, that's fine actually, that's decent. Then we need the horizontal ones too, of course, so let's flip that back straight and make it horizontal like that, and a little bit smaller. Then I'll stick that in on the side, kind of like this. Wait a minute, something's off. What the hell? Hold on, something isn't right. Oh my god. Actually, hold on, I have a different idea. Let's do it the cheating way with one of these bad boys, because that seems a bit easier. Let's do the same thing again, finding that wooden pole. Then I'll just put that on the side here and have that be rotational, and then 4 like this. Yeah, gotta make sure it's exactly centered like this, and then we simply do the same thing again like this. And putting it on the ground, a bit higher actually. And then like that. And then the entire thing we just shove into the ground to hide the rotating platform. And then, that's way too small now. Bloody hell. Let's say 150% and a bit further back, just like that. Okay. Then we can actually move on, making it straight again. Making sure it's... There you go. That's what I meant. Like this. All the way up there. To be fair, this is kind of useful, especially when you want to do... Say we do 2. So it's on two sides, and then we flip that around again. That made no difference, actually. And then make that lower so it's not colliding. Yeah, that is pretty cool. Okay. Then practically the same thing again. I don't use this method often because I feel like it lacks control. Like you have to give up some control in order to do that. But you can always add individual things later, of course. Yeah. Do that. Then flip this. Same thing again, just a little bit lower. That's still colliding, but does that matter? I don't know. This one has to stick out a bit further though. Like that. Beautiful. So, for those who don't know yet or haven't seen it, I'm actually streaming right now because I didn't have much time this week to actually make a video, and the reason for that is I'm working on a pretty insane project right now. That might actually well be my most insane project yet in this game. Actually, by far in this game. It's not a whole park. It is a single ride, but it is, so far at least, it's genuinely insane, and I cannot wait to share that with you guys. But until it's finished, I definitely have less time for World of Adventure. Because, well, speaks for itself. That's just how things work. So that's why today I thought, you know what, in order to still have some content, let's just go and do a live stream. So here we are. And I think that's quite nice for a change as well. I've been saying I'm going to stream for a long time. So it only makes sense to finally give into it. Now I think we could even use the rotational tool for stuff like this, which I think is going to look real nice. Sometimes there's a glitch where it doesn't show this slider. I don't know why that is. But anyway, just going to do it like that. Oh my god. There you go. What the heck? Oh wait, yeah, has to be 2, of course. Like this. And then we do the same thing on the opposite side. Well, there you go. This is not really on grid or anything. It's a bit jarring. Hold on. I don't like that. More like this, I think. Yeah, that looks a bit better. Yeah, this is definitely going to be a bit of a more relaxing stream than usual because, well, I'm simply going to be building and you guys can watch. Consider this like, I don't know what I was going to say actually. Never mind. Oh, what am I doing? Copy this over to the other side. I feel like this isn't the most efficient way to do it now that I'm... But oh well. We're here now. That is nice looking, to be fair. I do think we need some metal elements too. And like a stairway inside. Even though the stairway kind of goes to the to the entrance. Actually, never mind. I didn't say anything. Let's go and grab some wood. Now, of course, because this is all... Actually, that's not super handy the way I did that. But let's just put this in place. Wait, no, it's not supposed to attach. Hold on a minute. There you go. I'm just going to align it manually because I don't know how else to do this. There you go. A little bit bigger. Like that. And then match the color kind of with those planks. More yellowish. There you go. Now, I do think it's important to make sure this whole area has a bunch of variety in color in terms of wood, because everything right now is kind of desaturated and dark. And that's fine since this is all part of the same kind of building structure. But we definitely do need some variety here, so that's why this one's going to look a bit different. And I think we could continue doing that later on as well. So that is why. Now this is not really centered. There you go. How are we going to do the stairs though? We could do the metal ones. Might seem a bit too futuristic though. Let's have a look. Science fiction. These. See that? Yeah, no, that could work. Actually, I think. Let's try it. It's a bit too big though. A little bit smaller. Let's say 75%. Making that a steel or metal color. A little bit reddish or orangey tint in there. And then see how we can... We could do it either on the inside or the outside. But since it's kind of, you know, not straight, we should probably do it on the inside. Makes a bit more sense. And also it's going to stop at the first level because that's where the actual... Oh, wait. Hold on a minute. That's not right. Hello? There you go. Let's not do these. And just grab another separate one of those. All the way here. Hold on. This is wonky. This is the downside of using the rotational thing. If you need one single part out of there, you have to do it by hand anyway. So, kind of defeats the purpose. Bad luck. It's fine. We'll just do it like that. Perfect. So then you can go through... Oh my god. Hold on a minute. Those also have to be... Man, I don't know. I don't know, but we'll see. Let's continue with this. So we need... I think that's still too big, actually. What about 50%? Oh, that's too small. 60? Yeah. 60% it is. Then I'll go back to the science fiction thing. Go down to those same ramps. I keep messing this up. Here you go. Make that the same 60%. And then... Was that 60? Yeah. And then attaching it right there to that staircase. I still don't think that's going to fit. Hold on. Let's first align it with that first level. There you go. To the edge. No, I think that's perfect actually. Hold on. Hold on a minute. Like that. And then... Oh. We copy that. Move that up. Attach it here. Yeah, that was a... That's not great. The idea is cool though. It looks kind of cool, but... Oh my god. This is not going very well, is it? Let's actually begin with the top part then, because that seems a bit easier. And for that we can use the platform again. So let's go ahead. Add some more of these poles. This time they can be a lot smaller. Let's say 75 again. Attach them like this. Yeah, that's pretty good. Then 4 of them. Same thing, but horizontal. A little bit bigger so they connect. Yeah. That's decent. Oh, that's not square at all. What am I doing? Yuck. There you go. That's better. And then those two. Pretty good. That's at least an outline, you could say. It's a start. Then we need fences. let's go ahead and go to fences, turn the filters off, and have a look which ones fit. I'm guessing this. I never use these because I don't know why. They don't look very appealing to me, but it could fit this exact vibe. Scale that down a little bit. Isn't that way too big? I don't know, I don't like that. This is not a great start, guys. What the helly? It's not bad, but it's not great either. Oh wow, look at that. My boy Timon, Cheechman, getting close to 50 months. Oh my god, that is crazy. Bloody hell. Yeah, that's diabolical actually. Think of it, that is a long time. Well, can't complain. Can't complain. Let's finish this part for now. And honestly, move on, because this is not... I feel like I need to think about this part since it's the entrance as well. Like, that deserves some more thought put into it. And I just didn't... I should have thought about this more before starting the stream. But here we are. Here we are. How many people are watching anyway? Oh my god, oh my god. 557, that's a lot of people. Oh, anyway, let's have a look. What could we do instead right now? That's actually gonna... That is a great question, isn't it? What could we do? You know what? Why don't you guys decide? What are we gonna do right now? Which part should I work on? Because I'm kind of out of ideas at this particular moment. I'm not feeling inspired, if you know what I mean. Decorate the path to the ride. Yeah, I feel like it's just gonna be more nature for this, though. You may as well. I mean, I'm not doing anything right now anyway. Yeah, let's work on this part, like the nature bits, because at least it'd be nice to have those finished, so we can then, you know, move on to the buildings. So let's see. We're gonna have... Bloody hell, that's big. We're gonna have to use quite a bunch of ferns, I'm guessing. Yeah, and then go from large to small. So first the big ones to kind of hide that rocky ridge. The thing is, they can't go smaller than this. You know how big that is? It's diabolical. Look at... Wait. Look at that. Oh my god. Anyway. Yeah, so first a bunch of these. I don't think we need rocks here because there's a bunch of rocks nearby already, like over here. I don't want it to be too rocky, especially since, well, we have plenty. So I think let's just do the ferns right now. The small ones. These can be a bit smaller. Still not as small as I would like them to be. But it's fine, I guess. Let's first do the sides. Yeah, also this side. Is this the ideal queue path, by the way? I don't think it is. However, what we can do... Oh yes, that's what we're going to do. This is going to be natural path. Oh my god. This is going to be rocks. This is going to be natural path right here. Because that both fits the vibe very well. And it's much easier to build because then you don't need to figure out what sort of line style works the best. We can simply go with sand or something. And that always looks pretty nice, especially for this theme. So, let's first make sure that this path is invisible, or we can just pick the... Oh wait, there is no nature path for queues. Then just invisible. We just make sure to leave the curbs in there so we see where it is. Actually, never mind. That is very impractical. Instead, I'll go and grab pebbles. And first... Oh my god. And first paint the layout of the path so that we know where it is. Because otherwise, where the hell do I even There you go. Just all the way. This might not be the final look, by the way, but just to make sure we know where it is. Just underneath like that. Pretty good all the way up until that point. Then we get rid of it. So let's see. Paint invisible. Yes. Minus the curbs, that is. Oh my god. Okay, there you go. All the way up until that point. And then we can just make it a bit wider because you don't need to be exactly on the edge. That's not really important. Is that where it comes from? Oh, it is. Yeah, okay. In that case, let's go to fences once again, because I think this could be nice, because you're just gonna have to trust people not to to cross them. Let's have a look. We're just gonna start. Hello? There you go. We're just gonna start right here and connect them all the way to the next building, because I kind of like that foresty low fence look we have here. I do this a lot, I feel like, but I don't know, it's just nice. I like it. So let's go with it again. Oh my god, that was loud. Oh, look at that. The first super chat. $4.99 from the real Z is being cut off. What? The real Z theme park ... Is there ever a time when Benji isn't locked in? That is a... Honestly? Well, yes, but not when playing this game. I always get so locked in. In fact, I get so locked in that sometimes I forget that life exists. And I play for hours on end, and then I realize, oh wait, I should have had dinner like an hour ago. So, it's a blessing and a curse, really. I mean, it's nice to be locked in because you get things done, but at the same time, it has some unhealthy side effects every now and again. But, well, we love it. Regardless, thank you very much for the super chat. I very much appreciate it. This tree is kind of in the way, isn't it? Hold on. That's a bit too close. There you go. This doesn't have to line up that perfectly, to be fair. It's just for the idea. I don't like how it tilts, though. That's a bit goofy, innit? Let's just wrap this up. See, this stuff is what I usually cut out, because it's... Oh my god. It's me repeating the same thing over and over. And I know you guys say it's not boring, but it's boring to me, and it's faster when I just lock in and not speak and just rush it, kind of. Well, not rush it, but, you know what I mean. Actually, let's open this up, because there you go. A bit wider on the end here. All the way up until here, and then we're gonna have some stairs or something going in there. Then the same thing on the other side. I'm thinking, couldn't we, since it doesn't make any crazy turns, couldn't we just grab this whole part and just move it like that? It's gonna be in the ground though in some parts, isn't it? Like this. Yeah, it's gonna be floating. Although we could just correct it. I mean, that did just save a lot of time. Yeah, so this is kind of weird. Doesn't actually have to be that precise. You don't really look at this stuff anyway. Okay, that's nice. But that is kind of there you go. Yeah, I could just try the same thing again. Right over here. Oh shit. Oh shit, no. I don't know about that. You'd think it's quick, but if you're gonna have to correct every single thing anyway, then what's even... Is it even really that... Oh, that sucks. Hold on. This is about to be a repetitive stream, guys. My apologies in advance. Yeah, let's just do it by hand, actually. This makes no sense. Just like that. Anyway, so while doing this, I may as well just yap. The project that I'm working on, besides this, is going to be a single ride. It's going to be based on power miners, which is the classic LEGO theme. Oh, there's another super chat. Look at that. 30 AED from Stepfield. No message, but thank you very much. I appreciate it quite a bit. What was I saying? See, this is what I made. I get distracted. Right, power miners. So the ride I'm building is themed to power miners, the LEGO theme from 2008 to 10, I think, which was a very, very popular one, and to me too, it's very nostalgic. And so I thought, why not build a ride based on that? Because I got the idea from that that drill roller coaster in the coaster challenge. I thought that was a fun idea, and then I thought, well, couldn't I make a power miners ride with a similar kind of idea? And oh, wait, hold on. This is that's not great. But yeah, so I decided to make a power miners ride in this game, and the idea is that it's going to be the most realistic thing I've ever built in terms of the technical side of it. So all the realistic coaster elements are going to be there, the realistic queue elements are going to be there, there are going to be lockers, there are going to be emergency exits. It's going to be absolutely insane, because it already is so far. I've only just finished the queue, but it is going to be absolutely insane. And the video itself is also going to be like 2 hours long, an hour, 2 hours, something like that. Because it is, I go in that stuff really detailed. Like, it is, you get to see pretty much the whole thing besides some repetitive parts. So I'm very excited. It's going to be pretty peak. So yeah, that's something for you guys to look forward to, as well as me, because I'm very excited to share it. But yes, there is yet another donation from... Why does it cut off the names? That's so annoying. Hold on. I can't... Stepfield. Sorry. Stepfield. Is there a 10 free sub thing going on? No, there's not, unfortunately. You gotta understand, I am not prepared for this stream today. I just randomly thought I may as well stream because I didn't have video. So, it's kind of a lazy stream. You gotta look at it like that. This is not me really trying to show off or anything because I did not prepare at all. So there you have it. But regardless, I appreciate the donation. And then now let's go and grab some bushes. We desperately need bushes here. This looks not great. So first I'll do the main coat of this stuff. And then in between we can add some more ferns, maybe some tiny little pebbles, some rocks, and of course maybe some tree logs. I think that's kind of cool to have too. I only added one somewhere. I don't even know where. I think somewhere at the entrance. Yeah, here. So that kind of stuff is really nice too. Making it feel like a bit of a more, you know, like an actual forest that has history to it. I think that'd be cool. So, but first, let's just add some of these. Make sure the grass has some more definition. I really wish we had, like, grass would be 3D like it is in Planet Zoo, I think. It is, right? I think it is. I really like that look, but here grass is just completely flat, and I think it looks so bad, actually. That's why I always add either moss or bushes or something to make it look like at least there is some definition. So yeah. The user 344 has become a member for 16 months. That's pretty impressive. Have you ever visited Knott's Berry Farm? I have not. The only places I've visited in the US is Orlando. I've been to Orlando twice now. once to Universal, once to Disney. And so the rest of the US is yet to be discovered by me, but I do intend to eventually visit all the big parks, of course, in the US, because, well, that's my passion, and I think that'd be super cool. Top of the bucket list right now is definitely Cedar Point, because, like, since like years, I've been really wanting to go there. It seems so cool. Such an insane coaster lineup. Even though the theming is nothing crazy, sometimes it's nice to just ride coasters, right? Regardless of they look nice or not. So, yeah. But yeah, so I do intend to go there. That'd be cool. Generally, I don't even think I talked about this, but so I went to Disney recently for the first time in my life. And I'm not... I might piss some people off, but I'm not gonna lie. I was disappointed. And, like, I had a great time, but mostly because of who I was with. However, the park itself, like, if I really compare it to how it's being marketed and how Disney themselves kind of pretend what it's like, it's the best theme park in the world, blah, blah, blah. It's really not to me. And I mean, if you do think so, that's great. I'm happy for you. But for me, it was just nowhere near such a good theme park. To be fair, I will acknowledge it is, to me at least, it really feels like something aimed for children primarily. Much more than Universal or other, like, Six Flags, all that sort of stuff. So it makes sense. But I just felt like in order for it to be a truly full experience of a theme park, they just need more rides for grown-ups. I just felt like there was really too little. Whereas I feel like Universal does that way better, where maybe it's a bit too catered to adults, but generally there's plenty of rides for kids too that kids can enjoy. And so, I don't know, I felt like Disney was missing some stuff. It also felt like it was kind of stuck in the past, like many really old, outdated kind of rides, which are classics, I assume, and they're nostalgic for a lot of people, and that's great. But I feel like they could... I don't know. It just felt like an incomplete experience for me, but that's just me, and if you think something else, then that's totally fine. It's just not my piece of cake, I suppose. Much bigger fan of Universal. But anyway, right now, I'm adding some smaller rocks here, because I do feel like we need a little bit of a rocky bit here, especially near the buildings. I think that'd be nice to kind of make the transition between the building and the nature a bit cleaner. This is quite nice, actually, isn't it? I like that. Did we have moss, actually? Yeah, see, we do. I've been sleeping on this. We have moss. I thought in the... Oh my god, look at that. Yes! Dude, that's so much better than grass. Why did I not realize this biome has moss? I will say, I think it's kind of annoying that not all biomes have the same textures. Like, this doesn't really have a sand texture. There's pebbles, gravel, and just rock. There's no sand. No, like, beachy kind of sand. I feel like we should have all the options in every single biome, even if they're not native to that biome. But that may just be a nitpick. But I can't really... There's no sand here. You can't make sand in that way. That's kind of sad. So, yeah. It is what it is, I guess. I do, however, intend to go back to the US rather sooner than later to visit more stuff. Now that we're still on the topic, because... I don't know if you guys know, but I have a girlfriend who who lives in the US, so naturally I'm going to be spending a lot more time there. So yeah, if you didn't know, now you do. I'm not single anymore, guys. Anyway, what was I saying earlier about rocks? We need some more rocks. Let me grab this one and place that upon this. Oh, look at that. That's pretty nice. Tree is a bit weird now, though. Let's move that over to just behind it. See, that's already nicer. I like that. I will say we probably need... This is kind of weird that there's no moss here, so let's do this and then make sure that's also painted with a mossy kind of texture. There you go. Yeah, that's nicer. And then just for now, down here I'll also put some... Actually, let me just finish this little corner here. Maybe some... Do we have... I don't like how it's... The ferns, they're either huge or really small. There's no really in-between size, because this... I guess it'll do, but it's kind of big. I wish this was a bit smaller. That's fine, actually. I'm just gonna have to kind of make sure it doesn't interfere with the edge like this. Just kind of goes over. That's kind of nice. So yeah, that's pretty good. And then let's also do one... No, see, that's way too big. I just want to have a small one, but then the smaller ones are really small. That's like this. Which is also nice, but not really what I mean. But oh well, what can you do? Let's put those here, actually, for some variety. Got all of it. There you go. See? That's so cool. I really like that. It's really cozy. We do need some lights. And what shall we do for lights? Because it can't be torches, given the kind of industrial aesthetic this has. So, then what do we do? Street lights. Actually, hold on, that's not even that bad. I'm not gonna do it, but it's not terrible. It kind of... Let's see. Ideally, I want to have something industrial, but kind of old. Like a weathered kind of look. Do we even have that? I don't think we do. Man, I don't know. Maybe if we make this a bit darker. I don't know. I'll just leave that open for now and focus on the nature, because we still have quite some ground to cover here. Let's first do the bushes and then the ferns, and then we'll see what happens from there. Just like so. I'm seeing people are talking about Efteling, and that's a good one, because I always thought that Efteling was very overrated as a Dutch person. I don't know why. I liked it, and I still really like it, but I never thought it was all that, like it wasn't all the rage for me. Because I always believed that, oh, it's not gonna be like Disney or Universal. But then I actually went to Disney, and it's kind of changed my view of Efteling, because it actually really is quite good. Like, if you compare it to that especially, I'd say it's not worse than Disney at all. It's just, it doesn't have the Mickey Mouse face stamped on everything. And to me, that's a positive thing. Like, you're not constantly being reminded that, oh, you're in Disney Park and you know this. Look, it's Donald Duck. You know Donald Duck. Like, it's less corporate. And I think that makes it feel a lot more personal. There's more original kind of themes, even though it's fairy tale themes. I would say it still feels a lot more authentic. But again, that might just be my own preference, because I'm not a big fan of Disney in general. So, you know, but yeah, it's growing on me a lot. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, Efteling is, I'm starting to see why it is so special to so many people, and kind of turning around on that. Oh, oops. So yeah, that's, but still, I will say, even after Disney and Universal, I think Phantasialand is still my favorite park. The immersion that park offers is beyond anything I've ever seen anywhere else. €2 from Tim. Hey Benji, is het mogelijk dat je dit park deelt? Which means, is it possible for you to share this park? Yes, and I will, but I won't up until the point it's actually finished, because I don't like to release unfinished stuff. That just goes against I don't know. So anyway, the Will Ferrero has been a member for 9 months. Don't forget the fallen logs. I won't forget. Thank you for reminding me. But first we had to do the bushes. I keep getting sidetracked by my side rants, or side stories, or story times, or whatever the hell you want to call it. Bushes. Also, this is kind of a... Oh, wait. That's open. We could maybe put something there, although you'll never really see it because you don't see that. So, actually, let's just fill that up too with rocks. And also, something I've been doing in this other park I'm working on is using some more of the other kind of trees to use as bushes. For example, this oak tree, I think if you shove that into the ground, like this, it adds quite a nice bush look, because we don't have many tall bushes. All the bushes we have are kind of low, and as much as that's nice, sometimes I want to have that sort of stuff too, and I think that fits really nicely there. Yeah. Let's see if we can reuse that somewhere else. For example, maybe right there? That's a bit much, actually. I don't like that. No, let's not do that. Let's go to the ferns again. The first thing I do with these is always make it smaller, because I'm sure these really are giant ferns in real life, but I just do not like how big they are, and I'm pretty confident that these also come in smaller sizes. So, James White has been a member for 14 months. Would you add old telecom towers? Yeah, I could actually totally do that. That fits the vibe pretty much perfectly. Yeah. Could definitely do that, yeah. Very, very good idea. We probably need some more of these. What I also like to do, if they're too big for the area I'm putting them in, is just kind of shoving them into the ground and only have half of it stick out. Which works pretty well too. I do that quite often. So yeah. There you go. Probably another one of these giant ones up top here to kind of hide the monorail a little bit, and one below too. And then that's not actually as good as I thought it was going to be. Let's just do that, and then some bushes too. And then we can finalize that with a bunch of rocks again in just a minute. Pretty good. Okay, so for some variety, let's actually go ahead and grab that wooden log, because I quite want to see what that looks like. Where is it? There you go. Log large, it's called. What we could do too... It is kind of weird though, because this is a super thick big log and the trees are kind of skinny here, so it wouldn't make a lot of sense. We can make it a bit smaller though, to make it make sense. What if we made a sort of contraption where it goes over the track? Could that be cool? Oh, look at that. One gift membership. That's crazy. From Timo. Oh. Timo Verhaag. I'm sorry. Whenever I have to switch between Dutch or German and English, I get errors in my head. Diabolical. What is that though? Well, see, this is why I do not live stream. What happens with a gift membership? Is that, do I have to give that to someone, or does it automatically do that? I don't even know. I'm just gonna continue building and yeah. Anyway, log. So I was saying, what if we make a kind of thing where it goes over the track, the path, like that somehow. I just don't really know how that would work. It would need to lean on something. Could be a rock. It would have to be like this though. That's kind of ridiculous. Oh my god, another one. Oh, that is crazy. Oh, it's automatic? Okay, that's cool. Well, thank you very much. I think that's such a cool feature, actually. I just never knew how it actually works. You know... what am I doing? This is not... Let's just put it down, because I don't know how to make that work. Because a big rock out of nowhere it's kind of weird, right? Although, we could try it. Because there's one rock with a kind of a good shape for that. Because I know all the rock shapes for some reason. This one. Look, it's kind of like pointy at the top. If we just put that right here. I could find that way too fast too. What's wrong with me? I play this game too often. It's affecting my my life. Anyway, now what if we just made this lean against said rock? Oh my god, there's more. Oh my god. So remember, for 20 months have you already decided the theme for the dueling coaster? No. I've not really decided yet. I do know, like, it's likely to be either the time traveling thing, like the interdimensional kind of rift thing, or the fairy tale concept that I talked about in that last episode. But I haven't decided yet because right now I still have so many other things to do. It's I'm not going to be starting to work on that for like a while still. So it's fine for now. Then Jesse says, first channel I've actually become a member to. I'm honored. That's nice. That's cool. Always happy to hear it. Then we have a bunch more gift memberships. Wow. From C1A. Thank you very much. That's so generous. Like, that really is generous. That's crazy. It's being well appreciated. Much appreciated. Is this nice though? It's kind of... Hold on. Is it... Does that even fit? I feel like that might not fit. You have to duck a little bit, but it does fit. Maybe I could do it a bit more like this, because we can just hide it with a bunch of ferns here. Well, not that, but smaller one. Just like that. And then another one right below. To kind of integrate that. Look, there you go. That's pretty good. And now it makes a bit more sense. So let's go. Oh my god, guys. Oh, a bunch of people received their memberships. Wait. Oh my god, 20? Arlog, my boy. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Holy shit, thank you. And of course, that's great for those who receive the memberships. That's great. About the memberships though, I will say, I know that recently I haven't really been providing with the early access because I'm working pretty last minute. I am sorry about that. I really have been trying to get ahead, but I keep getting these crazy ideas that kind of ruin the flow. So, unfortunately, I still haven't been able to get caught up on that. And I promise I'm trying. I really am. But this Power Miners video is taking my absolute soul to make, and I just know you're going to be seeing why and appreciating that for what it is, because it really, I love it so much so far. It's so peak. So yeah, I promise sooner than later there's going to be a bunch of early access again, but until then I'm grinding. I'm really grinding. So yeah, this is kind of nice though. I feel like the rock is kind of coming out of nowhere, so we should add some smaller ones right beside it to make it a bit less random. Maybe like that. However, there's more. How do you get the skill to make your ideas? Honestly, and this is why I don't make educational content, I don't really know. Like, the skill is just practice. Like, especially with games like these, it is really just practice. Spend a lot of time playing, looking at other people. That's just how you learn, or at least understand the mechanics and what's possible and all that, and how everything works. The ideas, though, many people have their own kind of ways to get inspiration. I myself, usually it just kind of comes to me. Like, I see things outside in my daily life and online that subconsciously I keep in my head, and then later it comes out and I think like, oh, I'm gonna build this. So it seems kind of random. It is not, of course. It's always based on something I've seen somewhere. But it's very automatic for me, whereas a lot of people use either Pinterest or stuff like that. And so I'd say I couldn't really tell you, because to me, it just literally comes to me at night. Like sometimes I wake up and I'm like, oh my god, I have a great idea. And I can't really explain how or why. So unfortunately, I don't have a great answer to that. but yeah, that's all I got for you. But thanks for being a member for 9 months. That's wild. Then we have $5 from JJ. I know you have plenty of coasters in the park, but a new generation Vekoma would be awesome. I'd love to see you replicate the profiling. Yeah. I mean, I haven't really decided that this is the end. I could always add more stuff, especially on the sides, because right now that could be like a big parking lot, but on the other side there's still a bunch of room. So there is for sure potential, but I do think that if I add more stuff, it might not be a coaster, but rather some other sort of tracked ride, because right now this is the only other tracked ride other than coasters, which is kind of sad. So maybe like a dark ride or something, because we don't really have dark rides yet, do we? No. So but maybe, I mean, I do love that coaster type a lot, so eventually I'm going to be making one. I just don't know if it's going to be in this park. But appreciate the $5. Then $1 from Timo Verhaag. Again, thank you so much. And a member, that's very generous. Thank you very much. I feel like this time I'm actually kind of keeping up with the super chats. In previous streams, I'd always have to take breaks and then read them out. But now I just see them immediately. Am I not doing so well, guys? I'm learning. I'm becoming a streamer. Oh, I could never be a streamer. Holy shit. As much as I think it's nice every now and then, it's very draining or something. I don't know. Like, I have to be on the whole time and then build and talk all at the same time. It's nice, and sometimes I really enjoy it, and I do enjoy it generally, but it does, like, it's tiring. So that's why I probably will never be like a full-time streamer, because that's crazy to me. I think that's very impressive if people can do that. Doesn't really seem like my cup of tea. This rock here, I just know, because it's kind of curved inward, will fit perfectly over here. Dude, the super chat sound is so loud for me. Is it loud for you guys? It is for me, holy shit. But anyway, member for 7 months, Wonky Builder 16. Hey Benji, have you heard of Yank BK 1608? I have not. Should I have? Is that a Planet Coaster related thing? Beep person? Anyway, what are your names? Laird SGT Bishop with $2. Can we watch this after you're done streaming? Absolutely, yeah. It's gonna be both in the World of Adventure... What happened? World of Adventure playlist, of course, alongside the other videos, and it's gonna be on the stream tab. So yeah, you can totally watch this after. I feel like that's such a waste of content if you stream and then just delete it. Like, that's so stupid to me. I never understood that. But here we are. I ain't gonna do that. To be fair, I will say it's nice to get the boring stuff out of the way during streams, because then I can make the videos a bit more fast-paced and interesting, have a whole bunch of interesting, like a lineup of interesting things to do in one video. That is kind of nice, I will say. But yeah. Okay. Let's kind of walk through this now, because I don't really know. So this side definitely needs some ferns here. This side's kind of nice looking. All of this is filled up. This is a bit boring, but not bad in any way. Let's put another one of those big ones between there to fill that up. There you go. This side, we could connect this in just a minute, actually. Yeah, let's do that. And then this is, yeah, this is a bit empty, but let's first do this, because then we kind of have that whole section completely done, and then also the part in front of here. So let's... Is it going to be rocky or bushy? That's a crazy statement. Let's make this part at least rocky. And I think we could just use the big ones here. Like that, maybe? And then just shove that underneath here. Put that in the ground. And then... kind of like this. Pretty good. And then a similar thing right next to it. Is the support going to go into the rock, or... we're going to have to fix that later? Just against the edge. I'd say we can make this little edge a rocky edge, because I deserve that after all those plants. We can do that. It's going to look fine. So we need some long rocks. Isn't it ironic that, again, we're doing rocks? Like, for some reason, streams, videos, it always ends up being rocks in the end. It's like destiny. It's meant to be this way. They will never escape me. At this point, I'm going to be releasing some merch related to a rock. I'm going to be selling rocks as merch. Because it just makes sense to do that. Holy heck. That's the one thing that'll never go away. I just know. Like, Themepark Tycoon 2 is kind of gone. But rocks never will. They will never go away. No matter what game I play, there's going to be rocks. What am I doing, by the way? I have the... these. Why am I not using this? Dude, that's so much faster. That's a bit too big, actually. Look, I could just make that a little... Dude, this feels like such a hack, but it's so nice. And so quick. I love it. Just like this, and then connecting that, making sure it doesn't go through it. And then in the very corner we can put like a small one. Like that. Just in between. Right there. And there. A member for 3 months is Imperator of Destruction. A plain white shirt with a rock on it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That is literally what I mean. Like, stuff like that. And it's gonna be peak. Like, I just know that you guys are gonna be buying that because I'm gonna be wearing it. And it's gonna be so good. Dude, I should do that, actually. And just no text either. Just a rock. Insane merch. Insane. Anyway, I'm just gonna add a little bit of a rock wall here. Going into the ground, and then, look, that connects. Dude, that connects perfectly. Oh my god, bro. Okay. And then that has to kind of go through here too. Although I will say, I think that'd be nice to have as nature. Because I don't want this whole thing to be a big mountain area. Like, it has to... What am I doing? It has to be like a forest area, primarily. Look. That's pretty good. Then I want the big fern again. Putting that in between. Then another one. And since you don't directly see this, it doesn't really need to be that good. It just has to be covered up. That's the most important thing right now. Like that. And then some more bushes right here. In between there. Hello? There you go. That's pretty good. Kind of. I am guessing we do need some more of these ferns because this feels very boring and monotone. Just peeking through these little... There you go. Good. And let's do the small ones too, because it's all the same bush now. And that is not very good. Let's shove that in between these extra little bits. We could also have that cover the rocks a little bit, because I feel like that's totally possible for plants to grow on rocks. I mean, mosses grow on rocks. That's nothing crazy. There you go. Very nice. Good. Okay, so then that whole thing is also covered up. That's really good. Bloody hell. That means we do need to fix this. This is awful. Let's quickly fix that, finish that, and then we actually will move on to whatever is next, because this is starting to get a bit boring, isn't it? Nope. I really had to get into the vibe today, I feel like. But I'm there now. We're good. We've reached the point of streaming. For sure. Did I hear another? Member for 7 months is that same guy again. Laird is Gaelic for Lord considering. What? I don't know what that means. But hell yeah. Considering I'm Scottish. Laird is Gaelic for Lord, considering I'm Scottish. Dude, I'm so lost right now. But, yeah. I don't even know. But thanks, thanks regardless. Yeah, and then here, some more rocks. And then that should be good. Unless... Yeah, this is again going to depend on that. I feel like it could still be nature, but if this is something completely different, we might have to build like a little wall here. So I'll see about that later. For now, we just have to make sure that this little part... Oh, that was loud. Oh, that was so loud. 249 from Yuri. For lights, make custom ones with wooden poles. I was thinking that too, actually, to go custom, because all the existing ones are pretty... Well, not bad, but they just don't fit. So, yeah, probably gonna have to go custom there. I'm just trying to figure out which lantern, like which actual lights to use them, because we do, of course, need the light source. But in fact, we may as well do that now, so that we really finish. That looks very nice, though, I will say. That's nice. Okay, however, let's build a lamppost. First of all, we're gonna go to my favorites, because I have a bunch of cool stuff in here. So we have this, but that's definitely too thick. Probably some of this. So that has a weird little thing in it. Let's do the straight one. Nice and neutral. Gonna make that a bit more desaturated. Not that much though. Like so. Higher? I think that's fine. At the base. What do we put at the base? Maybe a coaster support. Or not. Well, this could work actually, especially if the rock color matches with the actual rocks. Kind of like that. And then this is gonna be brown. Yeah, that could work. That's pretty decent. Let's already group those. And I want this to look... Hold on, let me just get some reference material, because I don't know. Old lamppost. I want to make sure this is... Oh, look at that. Oh, yes. One sec. I'm gonna grab a picture of this, so I can show you guys. Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that. A member for 1 month is Eloban. These names are killing me every time. I keep really struggling to read them. Anyway, Benji, my goat. Well, thank you very much. Actually, you're the goat for being a member. That's peak. Anyway, guys, this... I don't know why it's so dark now, but that feels like an appropriate kind of style. So let's go with that. I'm using that as reference. In that case, this is going to be a bit taller, but skinnier. It's going to look a bit strange, but whatever. Here you go. Then we need a small horizontal one. Let me look for it. There it is. Or one size longer. Yeah. Then I shall move that. Yes. Kind of like this. A little bit smaller, maybe? Yeah. It's going to be right on top. And then we need some kind of little metal bracket or something. to connect that. I know we have those, but they're like super fancy ones, and I don't feel like that really makes sense. However, what if we flip this around? Make that a bit smaller? And do it like that. Is that nice or is that weird? That kind of works. I like it. And then the same thing on the other side. There you go. Dude, that does work. Okay. And then... let's have a look. That's too classical for sure. Isn't there a steel bracket too? Yeah, like this. Oh, that's perfect. So that's got to be a bit smaller, but then I'd say that's really quite good, as long as it can be black. Yeah, see, that's kind of dark gray, but I guess we're gonna have to go with it. Flip that around to the other side, like so. Then align this with the end. And then we can just hang something from there. So let's go back to lights and see what we can use. See, it's really all the thinking bits that I usually cut out. Usually I got me thinking about this out of the video and just go straight to what I end up doing. But of course now that is different. I'm looking for the little hook. This one, I'm blind. So that right there, especially if it's smaller, could be... It's a bit too medieval, but if it's... I don't know. Actually, the gray and black does not work together at all. I don't like that these can't really be black. Unless I make these gray. But you can't change the color of those. Actually, let's not do that then. Oh well. May as well just do these, because I feel like, yes, they kind of look old, but they could be... Although, no, let's use the oil ones. Oil lamps. That fits. Oh yes. Yep. That's the one. It just does mean we don't need the hook, because this can just go straight into the wooden pole. Good. Loop. Bit smaller, attach it, and boom. I think that is, it's nothing wild, but I don't know, I think that's fine. Besides, we can add a bunch of different styles throughout, so there's really no issue, I think. Let's put them on this side or that side, or both. Start right here, just sticking out there. Also make sure that's on loop. It is. Otherwise I'm gonna have copied it and then they're all on night only, and that sucks. I do feel like these are rather tall. Aren't they a bit tall? They are. Let's not do the double thing. Let's just do this and then move it straight into the support. That is better. Yeah. See, that's where you have to stray away from the reference material, because you just realize that actually it's not that practical. There you go. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Here you go. Pretty good. It's kind of random too. It doesn't really need to be the exact same distance from each other because it's a forest. It's a very natural looking path anyway. It's fine. Quite literally not that deep. And then the last one right here. Pretty good. I like that. Although maybe some more, because I know for a fact these aren't the brightest lights, if I'm correct. Let's have a look. May as well just... Yeah, they're not super bright. Although, lights really are a problem for at the very end. At least the lights for the outdoor areas I always do at the very end, when the whole park is done. It's fine. It's dark, but you can still kind of see. So oh well. I think that's pretty good. Yeah. I'm thinking, wouldn't it be nice? This might be really stupid, but wouldn't it be nice to add some cables going from pole to pole? Or is that weird? Because these are clearly not electrical lights, they're oil lamps. But I feel like it could look cool, like as far as the aesthetic goes. Say we say we did that, and then each pole being connected. It's kind of cool, isn't it? That is kind of cool. Are we doing it, however? I don't know. I don't think so. I'd have to change the lights again. Besides, we have also this part and more stuff, so there's plenty of potential to do cool things later on. Anyway, this is quite nice. This whole part is now finished. Then we could do this, but that's the same thing again. Or work on the first little building. But again, I really have no idea for it yet. And I just know that today is one of those days where I'm not really going to get ideas because I don't feel the creative fluid right now, if you know what I mean. So yeah. Anyway, I kind of need to use the restroom. So I'm gonna grab a drink, grab some fruit, and then I will be right back with you. Because a man's gotta eat and stuff. So I have this screen which says grabbing a drink. I hope that's still what it is because I tend to reuse these. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, it is. It's not working though. Hello? Why is it not working? Okay, anyway, I'll see you in just a minute. Okay, I'm back. And I have an invisible drink. And I have an apple too. And you know what that means? I can't do it. You know what it does mean though is that somewhere during this stream there's going to be an insane burp. Because apples make me burp for some reason. Anyway. So, this building. Like I said, I don't really have an idea for it specifically. But I guess what I'll do is just kind of go with a similar vibe as that. And then later we can really make it, like give it some character. So, I do know that I think this is a bit too wide. So let's move this like one layer down there. And then, so this part's gonna be not indoors. And then this is gonna be like a building part. Or whatever, I don't know. I'll just close that up real quick. I just ran up the stairs and I keep doing this. I'm again out of breath because I ran up the stairs. Why do I do that? I'm gonna catch my breath, bro. Eat fruit, guys. I overlooked a donation? I did? No, I didn't. I might have. I'm trying to find it now. What am I drinking? I'm drinking, Grols Radler 0.0. That's what I'm drinking. It's like non-alcoholic beer with citrus in it. That's kind of refreshing. Anyway, let's continue. Yeah, so let me just go and grab the same wooden beams that I keep using because I simply love them. Right here. Make sure they are the same color as the building, at least kind of. Like this. So I'm already starting to burp now. This was not a good idea. Actually, guys, do you think, I'm just gonna make a poll here. Do you think burping, actually not in general, but just on stream, is that rude? Or like, is that like, should you do that or not? Vote on the poll that's about to drop. Because I think burping is hilarious. But I know that there's also a bunch of people that think it's very rude and like, like not, they think you shouldn't do it. Which I think is kind of lame, right? Like, party pooper. But like, if everyone thinks that burping is not okay, then I'm not gonna burp. Because my burps tend to be quite devastating every now and again. So, you know. Also, guys, find yourself a girlfriend who lets you burp. And actually, like, says, wow, that was a good one. I won, guys, I won. Deadass. Anyway, let's put down a bunch of these supports. Oh, so 82% says it's okay to burp. That's... I'll take those. That's fine. That's enough. Yeah. Those numbers satisfy me. Anyway, actually I think we should probably rotate these like so, because it makes them feel a bit deeper. And then just do that. Yeah. But since I've been doing this the whole time, let's change it up. Let's make it a bit more random or something. Like this, maybe? Or like that. Like 3 rows of 2. That's kind of cool. And then in between, we can put, again, the horizontal ones. And of course, there's no... That's great. Well, let's do the whole width then. I'll just push that inward a little bit and then pick the long one, because that is pretty cool. One at the top. And then... like that. And then down. That's pretty nice. I'm assuming we can just put some windows in there, which has a nice look. And let's do the same ones I put here somewhere. Because by far these fit the best. Maybe not that color, but by far the best. There you go. And then the edges have to be a bit more brownish. Like that. Pushing that against it. We could have it exactly in the center, but I think leaning against, like sitting on that beam horizontal one is actually kind of cool too. So let's go with that, and then let's do 4 of them. Oh, that is not nice. There you go. And then down. Is that cool? Meh. It's fine. Besides, this is the base anyway. We can always decorate it properly later. Yeah, so this is an extended queue. This doesn't actually function. But we do need to make sure they could potentially go through, and that means all this has to be open, at least. Then... That's perfect, actually. Wow, only this is not perfect. There you go. Okay, and actually... planks... Let's fill up these edges with the same color wood, because that is important. There you go, that's better. Okay, then we're gonna copy these beams over even further. One of them being right in the middle of this kind of... People are definitely gonna be walking through that. Let's maybe not do that. Oh, oh no. Maybe like this instead. It's a little bit better. And then, again, the same thing. This time, however, just 4 of them far apart. So it looks different from that side. I think that's alright. The whole thing, however, will have to go down a little bit to make sure this Z fighting is gone. There you go. I'm really trying not to burp, guys. It's difficult. I have never seen this piece. What the hell? Wow, I had no idea that exists. Damn. That's kind of nice, in fact. Okay. Well, that's interesting. There's apple between my teeth. Great. Yeah, so let's continue now. Let's just grab this window again. Put that on this side. Perchance. Actually. And again, this is just for now. We might enhance it later. We're gonna make the base first. I just saw someone comment, by the way, about pending approval. I have not abandoned pending approval whatsoever. I will, however, be wrapping it up rather sooner than later in terms of not adding like a ton of new episodes, because the original idea was just to complete all the rides around that main lake. And since there's only 1 spot left, I'm probably gonna only be adding 1 more ride. And then it's just fixing all the in-between parts, and then it's finished. So it's not going to be a huge park by any means, because I just never wanted it to be that. I wanted it to be like a short series. Short and intense it was. So, what am I doing? I don't need that. What the hell? But yeah. So that is, I'm definitely going to be finishing that soon. In fact, maybe the next video that isn't the crazy project I'm working on will be pending approval. So be on the lookout for that. And then, not long after, there's going to be the concluding video for that series with all the rides and all the showcases and stuff like that. So, pretty fun stuff. Anyway, for now, oh, we need snapping on. For now, oh, that was loud. That was so loud. Whoa, 249 from Yuri. Again, put a small overhang at the bottom of the drop. Overhang? What exactly do you mean? Like, you mean the building? Oh, you mean that the building goes over the... That could be cool, actually. If that's what you mean, that is a good idea. In fact, we could make... Oh my god. You just gave me a crazy idea. Hold on. Let me quickly do this, and then we're getting straight into that, because that actually gave me a pretty fire idea, I'm not gonna lie. Holy heck. Okay, so... Quickly... These supports here. Or beams, I should say. Look, what if... Right here, we build... like a part that goes over the drop, and then attaches to a little tower on this side, and that tower could somehow be connected to the watchtower that's the entrance. We could put like lockers in there, maybe. Holy shit. Holy shit. Let's let's do that. Okay, so what do we need for this? We could make it a walkable thing too, even if we wanted to. We could put like a little shop in there, maybe. But then it needs like a path to it, which is gonna be tricky because it's so tall. Never mind. We're just gonna make it look like a nice little thing. Let's go to my favorites. Grab my favorite piece of all time, that being these bloody planks. Make them a bit more desaturated, and then we'll start the kind of bridge thing. That was such a good idea, though. Thank you for that comment. Holy shit. Like, usually my ideas come from other ideas or other input that I see. Even though it's not always the exact same thing, I'm very good at like building upon existing ideas. So that's kind of where I usually also get tons of inspiration from, seeing other stuff and then being reminded of other stuff. Kind of. €1 from Dennis. Thank you very much. That is a euro well spent of you. No, I shouldn't say that. That's stupid. Sorry. Thank you. I appreciate it. I think that's pretty much about the right length. Goes still about here. Again, this is first just going to be the base. Let's see if this happens to be on grid or not. It is not. But this is. So let's just make sure it goes exactly up until... Why is this not grouped? Up until there. Perfect. Okay, then that's gonna need a door later. But first, I don't want this to be like a robust kind of tower, so let's only have the top be wooden planks, and then underneath we can again make some kind of structure using supports. So let's see if we can do that here. Is that even in the middle? No, it's not. I was gonna say. That makes no sense. Let's move that. Wait, what the hell? Never mind, I'll just split it. Okay, so let's put it right in the middle. Wait, this isn't in the middle, is it? Oh my god, I'm an idiot. Never mind. This should of course be centered to that instead. Like so. That is what we need. And then Now, this should be lined up, and it isn't. What the hell? Am I an idiot? I might be. Regardless, I'm sure this is gonna look pretty cool. So let's do this. Is that going to fit? See, that's a bit strange. We could make it look intentional later. That's my area of expertise. Is that cool? Like this whole concept in general, is that nice? Or is that a bit too much? Because, I mean, of course, I feel like this whole thing, actually, hell no. I don't like the way that looks at all. Let's not do that. Let's make sure it attaches to this later, somehow. Yeah. Then what? I might actually need some reference for this. Hold on. I will whip up Pinterest and see if I can kind of find the aesthetic that I'm looking for, at least, so we can base it off that. What would you call that even? Like, to be fair, my homepage is kind of good. Hold on. I feel like you can tell I've already been searching for stuff like this in general. So that's nice. That's real nice. Oh, my ads. Not the bikini ads. Oh no. Not the lingerie. Ooh, look at this. That's exactly what this is. Oh my god. However, yeah. Yep. Yes. Yeah, that'll do. Super chat from a guy called Henry. £2. Hello, Benny. Hello, a guy called Henry. I'm about to burp again. I can't. It's not nice. Damn, dude, I don't know. Let's first make an edge. Make it feel a little bit more robust. I don't want this to be like a super sad kind of bridge type thing, so I think this will already kind of help. This has kind of a gradient to it, doesn't it? Never noticed that before. So do that on both sides, like this. Popping that on. Already a lot better. I will say that probably has to align perfectly with that. There you go. That is quite nice. Then, of course, some fat supports at the bottom is never a bad idea either. Because, well, the sturdier it looks, the cooler it looks, or whatever they say. So, let's do this. Make sure it doesn't stake out. And then here as well. It's basically the same thing already there, except thicker. There's so much air in my stomach right now. Holy shit. I should not eat apples on stream. I don't know what it is about apples. They make me burp. Brateland is a member for 21 months. That's a long time. I appreciate that. Very cool. Hmm. That might be a little too high, but we'll find out later. So, looking at it now, I do feel like this could have some more weight to it, some more solidity. So, I'm going to... There's something in my eye. I'm going to go back to the planks. Find the thin ones. Or these, maybe. And then put those at the base, like this. No. Actually, let's begin with just the big base, make that completely closed, and then we can always remove it if I get a better idea. That's how I've been doing it the whole time. Let's not stray away from that. Pretty good. 2 pounds from Emily. What about water wheel? Oh my god, a water wheel. And broken walls. Water wheel. I forgot those exist. I think you literally have those in the game. I don't even have to make one. Yeah, look. Oh my god. How did I forget about... That's the perfect place. Oh my... Hold on. Emily, you are a legend. Look at that's... I will cover up the ugly balls because I don't know why they're white. Yo! That is peak. Okay, so maybe like at least somewhere here, and we can attach it to a in fact, I'm going to do that right now. Let's extend this building too. It is going to have another kind of extra section right on the right of it, just like this. It's going to serve as a kind of tower element again, except this time it's connected to that water wheel, making it an actual functional thing. So we do need to get rid of this and that so people can go through it. I'm starting to like the way this looks. It's a bit too high though. Let's instead... Wow, that's such a good idea. How did I forget about its existence? Like these water wheels. Crazy. Why can't I find the half? Actually, that could be pretty cool, this texture. Especially if we make it a bit of it like that, yes. We need some more variety, guys. It's all the same thing now. Here you go. Yes, and on top we can put a little roof. I like it. And then in between there we could make a really sad little little bridge, because I don't want that to be also properly connected. This has to be kind of a like a sketchy, unstable little bridge. Just in the middle there. Although you don't even fit through that, but whatever. Okay. I like that. I like that a lot. Then we need to cover up these ugly things, because for some reason you can't change the color. Do not ask me why. That's so annoying, but you can't. So, question is, what will it be then? The guy called Henry sent another £2 saying leaky pipes under the bridge would be funny. That would be funny, because in general we need a bunch of water effects, and so far I have none. So that is actually a shout, and I will do that in just a minute. Then we have yet another €5 from Dennis. Maybe you can use some part as a service building. Yeah, that's a good point. Anyway, big fan from Belgium. Thank you very much. I appreciate... Oh my god, guys. Chill the hell out. Thanks, Benny. Your vids make our day brighter. from Felix. That's so nice. The member for 21 months is crazy. I much appreciate it. And then Miku Deska sends 6 euros. Your videos are the best I've seen, but I know little about you. Where are you from? Do you do any other work? You're very good at graphic and editing. Well, I have gathered, in fact, that many people on this channel don't actually know that I came from a completely different channel. Anyway, so, well, I am Benny. I am from the Netherlands, and I started doing YouTube in 2019, I think. That's when I kind of went sort of, not viral, but like I went kind of, I started growing pretty rapidly with making Photoshop videos on the channel called Benny Productions. Halfway into that kind of career, I made this channel as kind of a secondary fun thing. And yeah, that's kind of how I got into this. It used to be Themepark Tycoon 2, but I got bored with that, and then this game came out, which in my opinion is just better. So naturally I converted to this game instead, and now the Photoshop channel has kind of died because I don't like it anymore. So now it's mainly this game. But so yeah, I've studied graphic design, and that's how I kind of got into that whole aspect. That's why I tend to put a lot of effort into my videos. Video editing I love a lot. I'm kind of self-taught in that regard because I never really got video editing as like a thing in school. But yeah, that's how that happened. I'm trying to find something to cover this up with, though. But I wouldn't know what, because wood doesn't really make sense, I think, does it? Maybe something like this. It's a bit too fat. Although, there is a flatter one somewhere within the sorcery theme. But of course I won't find it. Oh yeah, there are so many items in this game, and sometimes it's kind of exhausting because you're just stuck for minutes trying to find something. Here you go. Because at least for this you can change the color. So if I made that very big and then just put it right there and cover up the roof tiles, it's covering up a part to then cover up the part you used to cover it up with. Diabolical. But look, we can make that nice and dark so it fits a bit better with this whole aesthetic. That is pretty good, I'd say. And then we just need something else from the top. Saint Finnegan says, been following you since 1819. That... really? That's crazy. Love your stuff, man. I produce music and I have acquired your There We Go. What? When I'm working in the studio. Oh, right. Nice. That's crazy. That's since the beginning of time for my career. Wow. Yeah, the good old Photoshop days. When it was still like a thing you did instead of AI. You could say the same about video editing though. But that's different in my eyes. I don't know why. Wait a minute. Why didn't I just do this? Hold on. Why didn't I just do that? Flip it upside down. Put it back. And then make sure that extends all the way. Good. Oh, and also YD8144 is a member for 17 months. Can you add a secret item that spins in the wheel? You mean like... what do you mean? You can't... like, this is one of those items you can't actually attach something to the moving part because it's not run by a spinning platform, so this is just what it is. You can't really attach anything or put something in between the... Which is kind of unfortunate, but I could have done that by building my own wheel, but this one looks so nice, that just makes no sense to do, so that's why I went with that. But what I will do, because it looks a bit bland now, why don't I go and add this? Make sure it's at least kind of lined up with the wheel itself. There you go, and then put that inside here. And now I'm also noticing it's actually crooked as heck. Here you go. Look, and then we'll just do this. I don't know if that makes sense at all, but... yeah, it looks a bit nicer like that. Oh. My apple is gone. Stay hydrated, guys. Get up and get a glass of water right now. Do it. Okay, yes. So, actually, this is starting to look kind of cool in terms of the layout. I think we might even be able to extend that further somehow by like cables or something to this, and then have a little tower there too that then connects to a little tower here to have a similar construction as this, just a bit further down. That could be pretty sweet, allowing for some stalls. Like we could put a stall in here, for example. Yeah, so that is that's kind of cool. Why are you drinking water out of a glass bottle? This isn't water, do not get me wrong. This is Grols Radler 0.0. The Dutchies know. I'm kind of stuck, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I'm really into a theme and then I get tons of ideas back to back. But whenever I'm not, or I'm just not really feeling the vibe of that theme, I don't really get ideas. So then I get stuck doing just repetitive things, building the same stuff I already have built, which is not ideal. But I guess looking at this now, I may as well use some of these coaster supports on the sides, because we definitely need more metal. I keep building everything out of wood, but this is supposed to be like an industrial abandoned sort of vibe, and those definitely have metal. So just like this, I'll see what we can do. Let's just make it a bit higher for that to actually match. Wood? No, plank. Plank. That's still not high enough. And it's the wrong color too. However, if I just push them into each other a little bit, that should be fine. There you go. No worries. Then I'll do the same thing on the other side, as shown here. And of course, actually, I'm running out of things to say, guys. Oh, by the way, no, I'm not. I recently, like, I'm not an anime fan at all. However, recently I watched Attack on Titan, which so many people have recommended to me. And oh my god, I finished it like last week or the week before, I don't know. That show is actually insane. I did really not know what to expect, but so I went into it pretty much blind. Oh my god. That might actually be one of my favorite shows like ever. Now, it's really good. If you think you hate anime, I did too. but this show, dude, Attack on Titan, you have to watch it. Like, if you like action and mystery and kind of dark themes, you have to watch it. It's so good. Oh my god, I did not know what to expect, but that was peak. So I highly recommend it if you have the time. It's fantastic. 40 something. Hi, I have been following you since forever, from Benny Productions to this. I just wanted to say thank you. You got me into Photoshop and even Planet Coaster, so thank you so much. Huge fan. Thank you very much, Daniel Jebri. That's awesome. Like, I love it when people are still around from the early days of my career. That just shows you really care, and I think that's just so cool. It's nice to see that some people really do stick around. Very meaningful, guys. It really is. I cannot speak and build at the same time. I think you've noticed this. I can't. I get distracted. Let's do some more wooden beams. And just stick with that. Oh my god! Yep. There you go. And there you go. So, that is pretty good as a base. In fact, I'll also put that at the bottom of it to make sure it's got sort of a foundation going on. There you go. Then we could put a stall in there, which I think we absolutely have to do. Oh. That's unfortunate. No problem though. Whoa. Wait, what the hell? There you go. Then we'll go to facilities. What shall we do? Let's do some sort of food or drink related thing. So delightful. Yeah, doesn't really matter, does it? As long as it looks like a stall, I'm good. That was not the correct height. That is. Okay. Then let's put in the shop front kind of thing. Scenery. Plank. This one. And open it up. And I do think that the lack of shops is one of the reasons why nobody goes here. Right now it's because the park is closed, because it helps with the lag. But I think that's the problem. There's one ride, it's all the way at the back of the park, and there's nothing else. So I feel like once we add some more of this stuff, people will actually go here. Which is good, because it's kind of empty now, so... anyway. This looks nice. I like that. Let's go add those pipes that one person mentioned, because I do think that's kind of a nice idea. So, let's do pipe. And grab the western ones. We could have some pipes just go underneath this bridge. Make those 75%. More of a copper kind of look. With metal edges coming out of the wall there. And we'll just have it connect to the other side like so. And then halfway through there could be a hole, or like a little like so. That's pretty much in the middle. And then here as well, with water jets coming out. And those pipes, of course, have to connect generally to something else, like a water tank or literally anything. So, looking at this now, though, let me just connect that a bit nicer. $50? Oh my god. Philippa says, been around since the Photoshop channel. You are a major inspiration to me, and that last one you did on the Photoshop channel with Fallout and the movie to do tutorials. Well, let's just say, man, you inspired me and blew my brain up. Lol. Thanks. I want more. Just saying. Thank you so much. That is crazy. That's a significant amount of money you just sent. I really appreciate that. And again, crazy to hear that you've been around for the whole ride so far. That actually means a lot. Yeah. And I like that you mentioned the Fallout video. It is my all-time favorite project I've ever done. I spent like a whole month like grinding every day making that video, and it's definitely like my magnum opus for sure. It's by far the best thing on a technical level I've ever made, both in terms of me trying Blender for the first time, going very well, but then mostly, of course, the video editing itself. I turned that into an actual movie kind of thing with me as the star, which was ambitious, but somehow I made it work. And so yeah, I'm happy you mentioned that, because I think that was such a cool project. I'd love to do more stuff like that, but because it didn't, like, they don't typically get many views, so I end up having to either get sponsors or I just can't do them at all because it's way too time consuming. That took way too long in general, so unfortunately I can't really do stuff like that anymore. However, the Power Miners video that's coming up, it's nowhere near that level, but it's definitely going towards it. Like, I can kind of see my content starting to get closer to really my video editing kind of vibes. Like the whole era that I had on the main channel, where I did these insane edits and funny sponsor segments and stuff like that. I can kind of see myself going back to that for this channel. It'll look different, of course, because obviously it's a different topic, and so it's going to be very different to incorporate that into, you know, Planet Coaster. But I'm more than happy to try, and especially if it gets many views and you guys love it, then that's an extra reason to try. So hereby, the Power Miners video is definitely going to be the first step towards that, and I'm very curious to see if you guys will like it. So yeah, there you have it. That was a bit of a yap session right there. Yeah, so vibes. Right, let's go to the water effects, because of course that is what's gonna really sell this. We have the streams. I do feel like those are a bit too like small and projectile kind of water. It's a bit better. It's a bit thinner though, but I don't think they're... Oh no, that's not... Wait, there's waterfall. Look, that's what we need, the waterfall bits. Or is that a bit too much? Yes, that! Oh my god. Okay, it's just kind of sad it doesn't really come from a single point, so that's gonna look a bit strange. Or is it not that evident? I don't think it's that bad, actually. It kind of... It's nice. I'll just do that because it looks pretty cool. I will, however, need to put that in a little bit more, like so. And then the same thing over here, of course. And since this ride is going to get you so incredibly wet, they don't turn off once you arrive here, because the splash is going to be massive. You're just going to get wet. Like, it's one of those rides, you will get soaked, and that's the whole point. So there you go. And besides, if I do want to sequence it, I can do it later. There you go. Splash. Absolutely soaked. But I do like this. This is a cool idea. I will enhance that even further, at least in the looks department, by adding some more pipes, some different colors, shapes, and sizes. These are going to be a bit darker, for example, and skinnier. Coming from somewhere. Pipe. Doing pipes is amazing. It's the new rock building, except now it's pipes. It's just so fun. I don't know what it is. It's just satisfying to do. Seeing them all connect. Seeing it enhance the vibes. It's just great. 10 out of 10 would recommend. There. Pretty cool. That can just continue actually underneath this bridge too. All the way around. And then at some point it goes back down or whatever. What the function of these is, I couldn't tell you. Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. Just besides those windows. Those windows. Having a double attachment point there. And into... Oh, that's actually maybe... Let's push this against the wall instead. Right there. And see what happens if we just do that. It's going to be a bit wonky, but I don't think it matters that much. Ah, that's fine. It's fine. And then on this side, it also continues to the other side. Here you go. Oh. Oopsie. What I usually like to do is add one of them at the end to make it look like it actually stops there. Like so. Pretty good. So, yeah. Then what? We could, of course, actually, yeah, let's copy that and move it to the other side as well. Oh, that was loud. Oh, that was loud. Hey, it's Teachman! You should add the water park dryer. Oh my god! Those exist! I really, genuinely forget what this game has. What is wrong with me? Actually. I'll do that right away. Let me just pop these in place and then get to it. Right there. Is that straight? No, it's not. I don't know why it's just spun around. That's really annoying. This is not nice though. Not going to do that. Yeah, dude, the dryers. That's very important for a ride like this. Yeah, I'll see where that goes later. We could put the dryers in here too, to be fair. Although the exits, of course, actually here, so we probably should put them inside of this somewhere. And since I actually have no idea what this inside bit will look like, I will leave that for next time, because that's kind of stupid to add now. That makes no sense. But a great idea nonetheless. Have I used the new arcade pieces yet? No, I have not, because I really want to just save that for whenever I'm actually going to build an arcade. And I have no idea when that is, so I'm just going to leave it for then. I don't like, nowadays I don't like to force things. Like that's what I did at first with this game. I didn't went and looked at all the pieces we had. I just kind of started building, and whenever I needed something I looked it up. And I think that's a much less intimidating way to start using this game in general. Like just finding it out as you go instead of really trying to learn everything there is to know and to find in the game. If that makes sense. I think that's just a lot less chaotic for your brain too. Anyway, I think we could use some bigger pipes, like these bad boys, because you know I love them. We can pop some of these flanges in between, and that could go... Where is that even gonna go though? What could possibly need to go up there in terms of water? That makes no sense. Doesn't matter. Nothing ever made sense, especially in the steampunk theme. Literally nothing makes sense there, so it's fine. We'll just go with it. It could just go into the building, actually. Just like that. Although that doesn't fit, but you know, that's the idea. We could make it a bit skinnier. And then just putting one of these or these up there. With that. Beautiful, just like it was always meant to be like that. Okay. And then what we could even try, although that might be a bit overkill, but is adding a second little pipe. Oh my god, 700 viewers? I had no idea. Dude, what the hell? Oh my god, bro. Wow, now I feel very self-conscious. Holy shit. Rare sighting of Benny wearing headphones? Yeah, that's true. I never really do on videos because I don't need to hear the audio. I just sit there in silence, just raw dogging Planet Coaster. This is not the correct size, by the way. Let's do a smaller one. And then just kind of try and match the color. There you go. And this one we should probably sequence, or at least have it on like a timer. Let's go to water effects again. That could be like the thin one, this one. Though I feel like it really makes no sense to be there because you already get so absolutely soaked. But you know what? It's fine. Okay, so that's gonna be every X seconds. Every 3 seconds for 2 seconds. Yeah, that's fine. And then put that in. Just a little extra. Because why not? We like it. Ingemar is now a member. That's awesome. Welcome to the member club. This is kind of cool though. Like I really like this aesthetic. It's getting some shape. It really is. It's getting some shape. Yeah. What this needs, crazy that I didn't do that yet, is diagonal support, guys. How can I forget it? A little bit smaller. That angle. And boom. Diagonal support. Oh, we can. Let's do it on the inside then. Wait, no, that's why I didn't do that. I assume. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We can do it on this side though. Oh, we can because there's a window. Is there though? Is there a window? I don't think so. Perfect. Then yeah. Man, do you know what? We will actually do the thing I tried earlier. Oh my god, $10 from the same Laird as GT Bishop. That is crazy. Thank you so much. Can we get the code for the dual coaster? We'd like to do some kind of Aztec theme with it, like how you planned originally for it. I might do that again, like when the whole thing is finished. I could share the blueprints of the coasters, and then which for this one I already did, of course, but and then the park itself, because I don't know, I feel icky sharing things that aren't finished, or having other people finish it before even I finish, because then I'm, yeah, I don't know. But I will definitely share it in the, like, at the end. I just haven't, at this point I have no idea when that's gonna be. It could be quite a long time, depending on, this is kind of nice. I'm sorry, I got distracted, but isn't that nice? I like that. But anyway, what was I doing? I was gonna do something. Wow, this is bad. Why am I? Oh yeah, I know. The thing I was trying to do earlier with the watchtower thing, if we just do that here instead. So we'll grab the metal walkway right there and put that, just for decoration sake, on. Oh, that is actually the perfect width. I'm assuming because, yeah, because it's a, yeah, that makes total sense. What am I saying? Yeah, no, that's perfect. Let's do that, and then we're just gonna connect the platforms to it. So we'll grab this one, and then that's where it ends, I think, like that. Oh my god, the radio. I hate that this is on by default. That's so annoying. Okay. Anyway, so yeah. This, strangely enough, this kind of makes sense because you would want to go up there. And we could have this tower be some sort of utility thing where inside there's like a water tank or something. Oh my god, that's it. That is it. Holy shit. Yeah. Okay, so these can go then. I'm jumping all over the place, guys. I'm sorry, but this is how I work. I can never just do it structured. I go from place to place. That's why my videos I always consider to be just better, because it's more structured. Still not really that structured, at least not these videos. But yeah, this just feels so chaotic to me, but I don't know. If you guys like it, then that's what matters. Look. Oh, that bothers me a lot. And then in here we can put like a... Oh, the bridge does attach to that though. That's unfortunate. We could have that side just be closed though. If I... Hello? There. Like if that side's closed, it's fine actually. Do have to go back to planks then. For that little open thing. There is £2 from Emily again. Insane. Could you add broken walls as an abandoned and H... Yes, yeah, exactly. That's... Wait, what? As an abandoned H... I mean, yeah, the water tower, sure. I don't know, like, walls that look broken is kind of hard to do, but also... I feel like... Yeah, no, we could do that, actually. How, though? Like, have some parts of this be broken off, and then see the tank inside. That could actually be pretty sweet. But first, we have to resolve this, because that looks a bit strange, doesn't it? And there you go. And then, yeah, that just has to go, actually. And then these two as well. Okay. And then that too. Oh my god. Or nor. Is that good? Yes. So then in there... Oh my god! Why are these walls so weird? Why did I make it like that? What the helly? And this is behind the thing too. By the way, I realized I say thing so often. I can never just say, oh, let's build this tower. I say, let's build this thing. It's always thing. It's so bad. I don't know why I do that. I need to expand my vocabulary. Well, it does bother me that these are different colors. What if I grabbed these and made these? Oh, that's not even close. Like that? That's better, yeah. It looks a bit more cohesive. And then all of those as well. There you go. Yep, that's better. Then in there, the aquatic theme is definitely going to be the one again. Aquatic. And then scroll down because I already know. Like we have this, but that's been kind of overused by now, I think. We could put that in there like so. Which, like that looks good, besides color. But I have done that already, like a bunch of times. So not to be too repetitive, I could also do some other ones like that. It's a bit too small. If you make it bigger, you can just tell that it's actually meant to be small. That's kind of stupid. Let's not overthink it. Like, even though I've used this a lot, it is a nice looking one, isn't it? So let's just go with it. So that has to be more or less in the middle. And then like that. And then what color is attached to the floor there? And in the middle, let's do that, and then we can just cover that up with a bunch more walls. Like so. And we will make it probably copper. Like, copper is just such a nice... Look at that. Or a bit more saturated than the rest. That looks good. No. No, that's the same one. There you go. And then these could be... that same metal color. That is pretty sweet. Let's first finish this, because this has been sitting here now for the past while. I don't know why I never finish stuff. I get sidetracked every 5 seconds. Yup, let's make that go down here. Although, I mean, that obviously makes literally no sense. What the hell is that? And I don't see how we can make that make sense either. Although, if that went a bit further... But why would you want to go in the water like that? No, that makes no sense. Let's, in fact, leave that open because it depends on what's next to it later. What I do want to make sure of is that the top here at least connects to that wooden walkway we made. Just like this. And that's, of course, going to be very jarring. Although not that jarring, actually. If we just overlay this... Okay, no, that's pretty jarring. Let's first of all open this up. I could do that. But well, if it lines up perfectly, it's fine. Like this. Yeah, that's okay, actually. And let's go back to the science fiction pack and find the railings that are supposed to be on here. So there's only a wide one. I don't know why there isn't like a half length one, because this is pretty big, but we can use it for this side. Right here. And then the other side has to be open. Besides, this is not for access anyway, this is just for looks. For the vibes! Then you bloody gore. Although, actually... Why don't we just use something else? I don't know why I'm making this difficult. I could just use something else that looks kind of similar. That's a bit too far off though, is it? Depends on the color. Ah, that's fine. Not great, but fine. Because now we can also have this one be filled in. Yeah, that's good enough. It's not beautiful, but oh well. Yeah, that's nice. That's fine. Okay. Is that attached enough, though? Not really. How about I go in? Don't ask me why I know this. Skyscraper. This little thing. That whenever I discovered its existence, I was very delighted. Because it looks nice. For connecting wood with metal. Look, I'll just make that the same color and put that on the edges. It's a bit too saturated. There you go. And that makes it look like it's really attached to it. Look at that. I like it. And then here too. Just like so. And I may as well put them at the base as well. I may as well put them at the base as well. Wow. Like this to make that seem a lot more sturdy too. I really like this piece. It's great. The toy box theme definitely has some useful parts. Actually, let's do them all over. See, this is how I usually work. I make a base and then slowly but surely I start adding things to make it look nicer. And that is just that's the story of this channel basically. Anyway, JD Tech P has gifted 2 memberships. 3 memberships. Hi, just tuned back in. What did I miss? Well, this. I have built this. I don't know when you went away, but yeah. I think this looks pretty nice. I will say it is a bit bland still at the top. But we could resolve that using... Is it high enough though? Tall enough? I think so. I kind of want to give it that watchtower vibe, but then I'm afraid we're going to have two. Which makes no sense, but whatever. Because look, what if I just make sure this goes even further by stretching this out to the side, like this, grabbing the stair part again too, flipping it around. Wait for it. Bear with me. Putting that on this side, so you go all the way. Oh, that sucks. That would have been nice if that goes all the way up. But it doesn't. Anyway, there, and then that connects to this side as well. This also has to be open. And see, slowly we're making it make sense. That's how this works, guys. If you make weird decisions, just make sure it looks like it was always meant to be that. And that's how you make nice things in Planet Coaster. Look, we'll just connect that here as well. That's a bit strange. That's better. Let's see what happens actually if I just make it go up a little bit further, because we have, I think we have, no, that's too high. We have half of these too, but then it's still gonna be too high. I hear a loud sound. 10 euros. Did you already get hired from Rockstar Games to make a map of GTA 6 as detailed as possible? Dude, a map design does seem really fun to me, but I don't think I could, because like now I get to decide every single thing. And I've been used to that for so long. But yeah, it would be sick. Like, I would love to do that. Make maps for just games or something else. Like theme park designs or whatever. All that kind of stuff seems cool to me. Wait, this is it. Guys, I'm onto something here. Hold on. This is gonna be peak. If only that was in the middle, though. We'll just put it in the middle, it's fine. Does this make sense? Yeah. Let's connect these. Oh, no. And have a look what happens when I just make this go all around. It might be a bit too wide at the top, but I don't think it's gonna look weird. It's just a bit different than what I originally had in mind, but that tends to happen, so I'm not even too worried about it. Look, what if we... Is that nice? I feel like it's just a little bit too wide, but the idea is cool. What if, like, say in a different world, they were this wide? Is that better then? I really feel like it is. Then, of course, the stairs don't make sense. But just for the idea, let's have a look. Yeah, that is a lot better, isn't it? Although, I'd say in between would be ideal. David DGTM is a member for 7 months. Are you planning more streams for the future? Yeah, sure. Yeah. I feel specifically like this series could have some more streams, because there are so many of these in-between parts where I don't really know how to make a cool video out of elements, such as doing repetitive nature, building the same buildings in the steampunk area. Like, that's fun to do in streams because I wouldn't really know how else to make an entertaining video from that. So I could definitely see myself streaming more often, but I'll never do like weekly streams, or at least have like a set day on which I do the streams, because that's just gonna make it gonna make me feel very pressured. Especially when I'm not in the mood. Like, that's difficult. But yeah, I'll definitely do some more live streams in the future. What I did just realize, it's probably best if I line this up perfectly with the ones below. So at least these two have to be in the exact same position as they were one layer lower. There you go. And that also immediately exposes that they're not really on the corners, but that's fine. We can work around that. In fact, because that is the middle. What if we did this? Now it is in the middle. Look. Kind of. More or less. Yeah, that is pretty good. And then what happens if I copy that over like so? That is diabolical. Yep. Nope. That's not it. We need to do that manually, like these. That is not the middle at all. Ah. Wait. No, that was good actually. We do that, and then in the middle we're just gonna have to come up with something to fill that up. Yeah, that's pretty good. And then we just make the whole thing lower to align with that staircase, like so. We delete these two. That's a bit weird, but fine. Oh, shit. There. Yeah, that is better. And then we can use the fences again to really make sure that people don't yeet off, even though this is for show. I'm sure that some technical work could be done up here for whatever reason, and we don't want those people to die. So, just like this. And that looks really surprisingly good. I quite like that. Even that connects relatively well, which is good. I was scared of that. What am I hearing the whole time? Is that the monorail? Oh yeah, it is. It is. Anyway. There you go. It's just that middle part that's looking a bit awkward now. I don't know what to do with that. We could definitely just do this at the very least. Oh, it's starting to lag. What graphics card do I have? I have a RTX 3090 Ti. I think. Pretty sure. I'm not really a computer person, believe it or not. I had this built by PC specialist, and they were like, yep, you need that. And I was like, hell yeah. Because I do not really have an interest in how computers work, so I just leave it with the pros. Saves me a lot of time. Okay. It's a little bit strange, but the kind of chaoticness in that base kind of fits the theme too, so I'm not too worried about it. That's actually fine. What we do need... Actually... This now looks kind of stupid. Yeah, we don't need that. That's mainly just distracting now. Because this is going to need some supports as well. A little burp. And for that, let's use these big boys. I love these two so much. These are so robust. Look at that. I've been using these a ton on the Power Miners ride. Unsurprisingly. Actually, wow, still 700. That's crazy. I'm just gonna make a quick poll about who actually knows Power Miners. Because I think it's a great theme. But if nobody knows about it, then it might not do the numbers I'm hoping for, but... Not that it matters, it's more of a passion project for me, but I'm just curious about how many people actually are aware of this big LEGO theme, because that's what it is. It is so unbelievably big. You don't even know. It's one of the best Lego themes ever. And it's a shame they cancelled it. It's a crime, in fact. Oh, wow. It's a decent amount of people still know it. Like 40%. That's not bad. I expected less. Depends on the age you guys are, of course. It's like I'd say like the kids that grow up now probably don't know about it, or at least they don't care about it because it's kind of an old theme by now, but it has a special place in my heart. I loved that even more than Lego Star Wars, which that is a big deal. But yeah, Lego Power Miners. Is this nice? Yes, but it does need some adjusting because that is not it. So I would say that has to... Is it? Yeah, that's kind of nice. This is not very efficient, the way I'm doing this, but... Oh well. Spinning that around. Connecting it here. Oh, that was loud! 20 CZK, I don't know what that is, but thank you very much from the chill fella. 98. 89. So, wow, that was stupid. Will you put a dome on top? Probably a roof. Like one of those corrugated roofs, again, because that's kind of the most default look for this aesthetic. So probably that, yeah. It's definitely gonna have a roof. But thank you for the donation. That is very cool. So ends up about 70% of you guys know about power miners. I'd say that's pretty good. Also, I'm just realizing now that this actually can't happen. Oh my god, what am I doing? I'm wasting time. Again, different one then. However, what if we put it on the side? Like this? Nah, that's... Maybe if it's smaller? I feel like I'm stuck on this, guys. What the hell? Yeah, that's pretty good. But it still sticks out. Oh my god. Even smaller? Okay, well now let's wrap this the hell up because actually, no, never mind. Ugh. Let's just do wooden supports. Let's just do this because I do not even know. Let's just let's do that. See, that's all it needed, dude. I'm wasting time here. Ah, lovely. So that definitely does need like a door. So let's get rid of that. And probably also this. Replace it with a lower one. Plank. Close that up. Like so, and then that one. Then at the top, one of those. So we can build a little door in there. That is really sweet. I really, to be fair, this is kind of what I meant for the entrance. I don't know what I was doing with the with the other logs. This looks so much better. Anyway. We can always do something else for the entrance, I suppose. Okay, that's not gonna work. There's gonna be some Z fighting over there. We don't want that. Gotta flip it around. Okay. And I grab those same windows again. Like that. Does that make sense though, to have these kind of windows on here? I don't think it does. Let's find something better. I hear something. £2 from Tarvs 95. Can you please add a runway mine train to this area? I've seen this comment several times actually. And how would I do that? This is such a already like packed area. I don't see how I could even fit that in here. So I'd like to, but I don't really see that happening. Unless it's like a super short one somewhere over there, but we'll see later. But thanks for the donation. Is this a good door, by the way? Now that I'm looking at doors and windows anyway. Like this? That is pretty good. We could make it a reddish door. Perchance. I can't just say perchance. That fits like a glove. I like that. I like that a great deal. Still don't have windows though. I feel like we need kind of a big thing, like where the whole thing is kind of like a window. But I don't like that either. It's way too clean. It needs to be old. And weathered. This is better. I just don't like the glass kind of, like this weird reflective thing. I don't know who thought that was a good idea. It looks really weird. I don't like it. What about this? Nope. Nope. Wait! Yes! This! Oh my god. Dude. Yes, bro. That. There you go. That's that good stuff. I keep forgetting how peak I gotta say stop. I gotta stop saying peak. How great these pieces are from the Western pack. Especially the windows and doors. Because the pipes are also from there. But look, this I think could be kind of big. I'm not gonna lie, these supports are kind of in the way. Let's get rid of them. Or at least move them away. Probably up. To right there. And then we can simply extend... No. Extend the vertical ones. Just like that. And we got some Z fighting going on. Annoying that that happens. Okay, good. That's a lot better, actually. And then we can bring this one back. Like that. I don't know why I didn't do that earlier. That's so much better. So then, that's a bit big maybe, and a bit high. Let's put that over here. And the wood could be a bit darker and more desaturated. Like this. It's pretty much the same, I think, but... Yep. Spin that around. Put it on the other side. And then one more time. For the back. And now there would be an actual means to get up here. Also, I just noticed we should probably... Oh. No! We should probably fix this. There you go. Like so. And then also... like so, because that's where it ends. And then I think what only makes sense is to add a little support beam that at least connects those two parts together, because right now it looks like it just stops, and that's kind of weird. So let's grab one of these, put that over here, and then is that nice? Dude, I'm so locked in right now. I almost forgot I'm live. Holy hell. Look. It does look kind of stupid with the railing. Maybe that's not great. It makes more sense though. Yeah, whatever. It's fine. I like that a lot. So then we just need the roof, and I think that should be a pretty good thing. let's have a look. I think it's just called corrugated roof, isn't it? Yeah, this. I don't like to use the on-grid ones because they just don't give a lot of control. I much prefer to do it just like that. Especially because I want them to have quite some overhang from that building, and you don't really get that otherwise. At least not with the corrugated ones, they don't have the trims. So, look! Just like that. Making sure it's nicely centered. Yeah. Oh, that's a bit too too low. There you go. And then we ideally want to have something to fill that up, and I think we have exactly those pieces right here, if I'm correct. That is literally what that is. Oh, do have to place it down. Go. Why is it being difficult? There you go. Yeah. No, that is really good. Wow. That's perfect. It feels a bit oversized, maybe, but yeah, it's fine. I like it, and that's what it's all about. So, good. Ah, wow. I'm dehydrated. What time is it? I am going to get another drink, and then I will be right back with you. Goodbye. I'm back, and I have milk. For a second I thought the stream stopped because it said like a page error, but then I just opened it again and it was fine. But that was strange. Anyway, let's get back to it. So, yeah, now what? Now what? Actually, I think we need another layer of these supports just above here, where the wood, like just above that metal edge over here. And then also I noticed that we could probably use some metal walls to hide that white edge. I don't like that whatsoever. So let's grab the metal corrugated walls, make those black, which isn't actually black, but it's supposed to be, and then pop those right there. Make sure they don't stick out on the other side. And then there you go. Just all the way down. Pro tip, never dismiss a piece because it has some parts of it that look weird. Just cover it up. Like, there, you can always just cover it up. That's as easy as it is. Then what this definitely still needs, I keep saying that, but I keep thinking of new things, is pipes. Because right now, only the other one does. And so, it has to be consistent. So, those could actually... Wait, actually, no. That's perfect, because those now go to that tank. That actually makes sense. Wow. It's something that makes sense, guys. It's crazy. Yeah, then I think that's actually decent. We don't need much more besides lights. It needs lights. Ladies and gentlemen, excuse me, we need lights. That's just a bit too ancient. I want something like that, except not quite as ancient. I know what we're gonna do. I'll just grab this bad boy again. And then grab this one, the oil lamp. No, snapping has to be on. There you go. Did I miss anything, by the way? Did I miss any... Nope. All caught up. That's a new one. I usually forget some. But I'm actually doing pretty good today. Oh no, that's the wrong thing. Loop. And nice and bright. There you go. Pretty nice. Although I will say that has to be on the other end instead. Here you go. And that can be a lot smaller. Like so. And then we'll just copy that around a few times. Also down here already, even though I don't know what that will look like. We'll do that right after. And then here you go. Actually, let's do that one on this side as well. Good. Then let's see what shop awnings and these kind of things we have, because wow, that's nice. I wouldn't say it fits perfectly though. I do like this a lot. Isn't that nice? I think it is, but it doesn't make a lot of sense still. So let's not do that. There isn't actually one that really fits. I think we're gonna have to build something ourselves. But that's fine. We can do that. Yep. Let's go to supports. Grab that same one I used earlier. This. Make that a little bit brighter. Like so. And kind of connect it to the platforms right above, like so. And then here as well. Why is that not centered? Wait. No, wait, what am I doing? Select the whole thing. Center it. Down, that's... that's painful. Oops. Why isn't that in the same group? Is it? Oh, it is. I'm just a little silly idiot. There you go. Now it is centered. Then I will flip this accordingly. Making sure that line in there is perfectly. We could do something like, or that actually. I'm just trying some things here. Don't mind me. What if we did this? Create some little edges. Oh. There you go. And then like this. That's kind of cool. We need a trash can, which I haven't looked at yet. Which ones are a good vibe for this area? Although, that's great. That's pretty much perfect. That fits perfectly. Yeah. Especially on that corner there. That's really good. That is a soda lightful. So let's see if we have some. Wow, that's huge. Some signs. Look, this is kind of subtle. It's red. It's nothing too crazy. I feel like this is not too far out of place for this area. I mean, it is, but you know, it's definitely one of the less obnoxious ones. Doesn't quite have to be so big though. Let's just add it to that little base, and then we just put one of these right beside it, like that. That's pretty nice. Although then there's still this, and I don't actually really know what to do with that. What I do know, oh my god, sometimes the controls of this game are a bit wonky. Like when you want to get out of a group, you have to click ESC. But then when you do, you don't go out of the group, so you do it twice, and then you get the pause screen, like that. It's very tedious. There's no way I'm the only one that has that. Either that, or I just don't use the game properly, and I'm clicking weird buttons. Regardless, nope, that's not right. Oh, this is the dual one. Let's not do that. That's confusing. Let's do this instead. Yes. And then I don't know what to do then. I'm not gonna lie. Because if we do these, then we can't put anything next to it. And is that even nice? It is kind of nice. We can just leave it until I know what to do right beside it. Because, well, that's the great part. We can just delete things again. But that is... that is not nice. Wait, there's a different one. Metal walkway. Look. Small one. Which is of course too short. But at least we have options. And we can just do this. Genius. It's still gonna look weird, but a lot less weird. It does have to line up with the steps though. Wait, what? These steps are not equal? Are we dead ass? Oh my god. What? Okay, that makes no... I can't... Nope. It's fine. Whatever. Wow, that's diabolical. Oh, I need some milk. Let's just, not forget this. Okay, I think now No, it's not. We can add some more windows. Because I know these little tiny ones. Where are they? Whenever you need something specific, it's like it disappears. Of course, I don't know what it's called. There it is. Look, we could have some tiny windows on here. To at least have something there, because otherwise it's kinda... Look, is that nice? Not really. Never mind. It is fine. We'll just leave it like this and move on, because of course we were, like 2 hours ago, you know, wow, I can't speak. I can't speak. What a disaster. I don't even know what I was trying to say, but let's just continue with this. You can tell I'm getting a bit tired because I'm starting to brabble a little bit. So it's probably not going to be much longer for today, but I still think we can do some good here. What? Oh. Wait, what the hell? That makes no sense. Okay, that's awful. That is awful. Who would do that? And of course it's completely... Oh, that's horrific. Ugh. Let's fix it manually then. That's gonna create more problems than solutions, but... Oh well. Let's use those to manually finish it. What a disaster, bro. What a disaster. Like this. And then everything else here is going to be lower. So we can simply go and put some of these on there, because you literally never see this. Besides from the monorail, but even then, you don't look down, so you don't see any of this anyway. So it does not need to look that good. At least, nothing special. There. And then those two do not need to go that high. They can stop right here. Okay, okay. Then, actually, for now, just to close this up, let's also put those on here. Except now... Oh, right, there's a gap now. Oh my god. Whatever. That's fine. There's a hair in my mouth. How is there a hair? Okay. What was I doing? What was I going to do anyway? I don't want to just do the same stuff there again, because then that's going to get old real fast. But what I do know is we need a door, and I'll actually just copy this one because that's pretty peak. We need a door right here. Is this centered? No, of course it's not. That's depressing. Wow, that's really depressing. Why did I do that? Although I could just stop. Oh my god. It could just stop. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's just not going to be centered. That hurts though. That hurts to see, doesn't it? Okay, ignore it. It's fine. It's fine. Then I'll grab this window. At least that will be centered. But then it's not centered with that. Oh. Oh. That's just... Oh, and that's also not good. Nope. Holy heck. That's diabolical. Well, I feel like it's less jarring to do this than at least those two have to be lined up. Because that is painful. Yeah. Yeah, this will have to do. We could put some canopies here, maybe. Right? Or whatever you call that. Metal corrugated roof. Okay, let's just do corrugated roof. Look, what if we just did something like that? Is that nice? That is nice. However, not that big. Maybe a size smaller? Like that? That's too low. You see that on the inside. That's ugly. What about these? What's this? Oh wow. What the hell? I have never seen these. Oh wow, let's do that. That's much nicer. Still too low, but we can just make that a bit higher. Like that. And then give it a kind of coppery, rusty color. Oh, I like that a lot. Wait, how did I not know about these? That's perfect for the... Oh, that was loud. That's perfect for the, for the steampunk area. What the hell? Okay. Travs95 says £2. Mine train in the mountain. Mine train. Love you. Like I said, mine trains, there's just no way it's gonna fit. I would love to, but there's no way it's gonna fit. So unfortunately, at least not for this area, I'll do no such thing. But thank you for the donation nonetheless. Will Ferrero says, embrace the jank. It's abandoned. That's true. That's a good point. We shouldn't forget that. I hate this though. That's not nice at all. Whoa! Oh, I almost fucking spilled my milk all over the place. Oh, that scared me. Anyway, let me make this a little bit higher. That is nicer. You can add some poles right beside. But, yeah, I'm embracing the jank. Thank you very much, Will Farrow, with $2. Well appreciated. Much appreciated. I will put this same door... Or is that repetitive? I'll grab a different door. A door on there, at least. Door. This one. Nice engine. Nah, it's too modern. Although it is kind of modern, but I feel like that's stretching it. Depends on the color, though. Let's do something similar to the wrist. Now that feels out of place. That's weird. This is actually perfect, but I just don't want to do the same. Isn't there one without a window? Or am I tripping? Wait. Oh my god, this. Yes. Yes, dude, that's perfect. Oh! That's bloody good. And that could be... that color doesn't really matter, to be honest. And then also some different fences. Something wooden this time, because this whole little area is kind of primarily wooden, so there aren't actually that many fences. I'm not gonna lie. Not that many. I will, however, pick this, because as much as I think it looks a bit janky, it does fit the vibe, and I have to embrace the jank, like we now learned, so that'll do just fine. Let's do 1, 2, 3. The scaling of this is probably going to be a bit off, because it's not actually a functional little bridge. But does it matter? Not really. I don't even know if it does. Let's see. Because I feel like it could just be fine. Is it? Yeah, it is. Why are these fences so oversized? They're like half the size they usually are. Aren't they? Yeah, I guess it could work, but it's fine like this too. Well, that's pretty good. I don't know what the deal with this is. With this? Yeah. With this is, because I don't see... Maybe we should make this a bit higher, but then it's getting a bit too tall again, and I don't like that. This was supposed to be a small little... Nah, that's fine. That's not too tall anyway. Let's do the same door on the other side. This time, the wood being a darker, more reddish color. Perfect. Perfect, ladies and gentlemen. Then I'll go and grab some more planks. Hello? Plank. Blank, blank, blank. That. Put that on here. I don't know actually if this is a good idea, but I just put it there because it looked nice. But is that necessary? It's kind of cool. Gives it some definition. Then let's grab the same supports. Or should we not do that? We definitely should. Grabbing those, putting them on. Each corner. That immediately does so much. It's crazy. Unsurprising, but crazy. Nonetheless. Okay. Just leaving it like that is not gonna do it though for me. Like, this has to have some sort of function too. I just couldn't know what. Still almost 700 people. That is wild. I did not expect that. I thought at most like a few hundred maybe, because I haven't streamed in like ages. But well, I guess you guys really did want me to stream. So here we are. Oh my god, I just realized something. So you know how, I don't know if I showed you guys this, but this edge, like the edge of the ride itself, I covered that up here because the raft stays within these wooden little thingies. And so I made sure to make everything around it here when really I should have just been overlaying it. Wow. Well, I just got an idea to fix that maybe. Where are those walls called again? Stone Keep walls? Apparently not. Keep stone wall. Okay, fine. Fine. Call it that if you want. We'll just build a little wall to cover it up. And we'll do that using the same color we used for the other one. I'll make that 200% and overlay it on, look, that, oh, that is much better. And then we just connect it to that little thing over there. And then it looks, again, like that was always meant to look like that. Oh, that works surprisingly well. Oh my god, that is crazy. Okay, the only thing is here it curves, so it's of course gonna be a bit strange, but it depends. Again, it always depends on what's gonna be next to it. So for now, I'll just do this single piece right here and then leave it like that. I'm gonna get McDonald's later. Holy shit, I crave McDonald's. That was so random, but I am gonna get McDonald's. I will pop. I don't think this is nice actually, but we can try. If we did that, and grab this one again and connect it, because where does it end then? No, that is kind of nice, especially with the ferns in it, dude. What the hell? But look, this is the problem. Is that a problem though? It's actually fine. Wow. I don't know why I didn't incorporate that edge earlier, because it really does not need to be visible. Like here it still is, which I guess it's whatever. Here I covered it up, and this looks much nicer. And now clearly, so does this. So, oh well. Let's go with it. I like the water effects too. Enhances the whole thing so much. Big difference. Big difference indeed. Man, now I want some McDonald's as well. Go get some! Dude, that's the peak thing about like living on your own. Or generally just not depending on the rest of your family about dinner. You can just do whatever. You can get whatever, whenever you want. It's great. Although, you will also realize that it really is nicer when you don't get it every day. Like, you'll finally realize that, yes, it is in fact not nice to get McDonald's every week because, or like every few days, because then it's gonna get old real quick. And as a kid, you don't realize that. You think it's gonna be great to have it every day, but it's not. It's really not. So, yeah. But every now and then, I like to get me some McDonald's. Because it is really peak, isn't it? Get me a Big Mac. I'm trying to make this look intentional again, but I feel like now I'm just kind of failing. Because this still looks weird. Oh, that was loud. A guy called Henry once again. 2 pounds. A derailed train by the ride with fire. Oh. Oh. Henry. Henry, you are cooking. Oh. Wait. Locomotive? Oh, what the hell are those colors? What the hell is that? Oh, that is really bad. Why is everything... Okay, don't ever do that to me again. That is horrific. What is... There's no way that was the default colors, was it? I've never seen it like that. Anyway. I can't deny that the whole aesthetic kind of lends itself for it. What if we just... what if we did that? I feel like that's a bit too close after this water wheel here. That's a bit too busy and dramatic. But what if we just put it somewhere by the track? Like, the only thing is it would have to look like there was a train track at some point in the past, which if we just put it on the side, that makes no sense. So it would have to be somewhere where we put like a fake train track. Dude, even this looks pretty cool. What a cool model this is too. Like, I would build my own, but this is just really nice looking, so why would I? It's really good. Or this, too. That's even nicer. Oh my god. Holy heck. €5 from... Do you know what? I'm not even gonna try. You can read it on the screen. Thank you so much for the €5. I appreciate that. Keep it up. Thank you. I absolutely have to use this. I just don't know if this is the right spot. I feel like maybe somewhere else during the ride I can add the train elements, implement those, but I don't think it should be here, because there's all bloody hell. There's already a bunch of things going on here now, especially when the entrance gonna be here as well. So, and then after that you have some calming nature parts to recover from that diabolical double dip over there. So, yeah. Wow, I just got splashed. Holy shit. Anyway, what was I doing before I got that crazy idea from you guys? I'm so bad at this. No, genuinely, what was I doing? Oh, these walls. Right, the walls. I just finished this. yeah, so that's really nice. I really like the way that looks. Then, yeah, there's all this, but I, frankly, I don't feel like doing that right now. I've been doing the same thing the whole time. I'm kind of done. £5 from Paolo. Recently started watching our channel. Have gone through the entire Movie Park 2 series. Big fan. By the way, just put waterfalls around the course. Yeah, for sure. I agree. I should do that. Actually, this is kind of a nice spot. Wow. Well, might as well try. Let's go to water effects again. Do waterfall bottom, waterfall top. We can maybe add some barrels. Wait, let's put that down real quick. And then go to barrels. No, not that one. This one. And then, for some reason, the other one, the open one, is called a decoration. I don't know why, because it's the same thing, but then open. But, oh well, it is what it is. Let me make a little barrel thingy here. And I'm pretty sure this has been done a million times. It's very cliche. However, like I always say, cliches are cliches for a reason. They bloody work. So, let me just put this right here. Like, barrels just fit this ride. Because usually it's either pirate themed or something like that. Why is it not snapping to that? What is that all about? There you go. So, if we put this on here, put it inside the barrel. Why is it so vague? You don't even really see it. Maybe this is just not the correct water effect. Let's see if there's something else. Oh my god. Imagine getting that in your eye. Diabolical. Yeah, these are just a bit sad, isn't it? Aren't they? Oh, hey, that's good. Oh. Why are there weird drippy things at the top, though? Probably because it's a fountain. It's supposed to be like that. Oh my god. Oh, let's praise it onto you. I don't like that at all. This is kind of nice. It's the same thing though. It's gonna have strange little splashy things around the source. But also, water just doesn't look good in shadows or in the dark in this game, which I wish they fixed, because especially smoke. Like smoke and fog, if you use that in the dark, you don't see it. It just becomes invisible. So you can't really make volumetric fog and that kind of a thing. But for now, I'll just do this, and then instead of that one, make this open as well. That's janky. Wait. Like so. Put some additional ones right next to it. Make it seem like it's not all that random. There you go. And then we just grab the waterfall pieces. Let's stop. We need the middle. Yeah. Like this. Oh. No, not like that. Ooh. And those will also put on there so that the water really flows down over those rocks into the water. And then also one somewhere in the middle. Ah! €2. It's pronounced reverse B. Oh. Oh, right. Yeah, now I see it now. I'm sorry. Well, thank you so much for the €2. And for being a diamond member. That's peak. That's awesome. I shouldn't say peak. Oh, the Gen Z is getting to me. It's the brain rot. It's all the... It's not good. there's a mod for custom atmospheres effects called Sky Studio. Yeah, so I know about Sky Studio, but I have this thing against mods because I think it's such an annoying thing whenever I would look something up about a game I like, or hold on, I can't multitask. Oh my god. About a game I liked, or like looking up a tutorial for Minecraft, for example, and then they would do something really cool, and then at the end they'd be like, oh yeah, you need this mod for it. That would piss me off so bad. And so I don't want to be the kind of YouTuber that uses mods and then people look at that and think, oh, I want to do that too, but then they need a mod, which is like complicated and they might not understand how all of that works, or they might be very new to the game. I just don't want to be like that. So that's why I don't typically like to use mods for anything that isn't the production of my video. So I hope that makes sense, but yeah, that's why. Anyway, this is kind of nice, isn't it? I like that. And then also, now that we're making water effects anyway, I wanted to build like a water gun on here, and that's going to be a bit of a stinker because it has to be very small and detailed. But let's have a look if we can find some elements to do that, because it has to be possible somehow. So I know there's like an actual gun, like a revolver. We could maybe use that as a base. Oh. A revolver. We could use that for maybe the barrel and then cover everything else up with parts. No, never mind actually. Although... no, we could definitely use it. It's just very big, but that's alright. Okay, so actually let's start over here. Let's pop this baby down here. Turn all of that off. Make it like that. That's going to be the base. Has to be small though. Then I'm going to go to the tab I hardly ever use in this game, the primitives, because those can become really small, as you can see. So using some of those bad boys, I will go ahead and try and make a much longer kind of barrel and give it that water gun look, maybe. Although it doesn't even really need to have that look, as long as it's just a lot longer. It's already pretty good, I'd say. So let's do this. Start with the base, then have a slightly different colored piece at the end here, or something. And then some of that stuff. Add some edges to it. I'm just doing something, I have no idea. Okay. Why didn't it place that down? There you go. Then at the end we can of course put the water effect. One of these very... oh my god. A bucket at the end that splashes people from above says Nixie Star. Yeah, stuff like... we just need stuff like that in general, I think. But I agree. That'd be fun, like the buckets that slowly fill up and then at the end randomly pop down. Like, I think that'd be really fun to have here. But anyway, I'm gonna put that on. Play every X seconds. Let's say every 5 seconds for like 3 seconds. Because you can't actually use them anyway, it's just for show. For the illusion that there are water guns you can rent or buy and use to spray people. Then I shall go... I always forget that you can make the coaster supports really small. That is great. Especially these. Look how small these can get. Oh my god. Dude. Wait, this could be like the scope. Right? We could make that a little... let's do 14. Attach it to that thing. And then copy that. And then... or is that weird? It is definitely a little bit weird, but kind of fun too. Like, yeah, that's fine. And then we need to make sure it's attached to, because it's gonna go over here. We can attach it to like one of these poles, or just have it be a standalone thing. In general, I'll attach it to this piece because it has to look like it could rotate somehow. A little bit smaller. This is big trial and error, guys. Look, that kind of looks like it could work. And then I'll make that a bit darker, like black. Dude, I think that's not that bad, actually. Although, that has to be a bit higher, like so. Yeah, dude. And then we just need a little support. So I'll just grab these standard ones. Make that a little bit smaller. Make it a brownish color, maybe, for variety. And then to make it look like you could like scan your park ticket or whatever, or you could like put some money in there, I will use a piece from the science fiction pack. Where is it? Am I blind? It's supposed to be up top. What the hell? Am I blind? Oh, here it is. I am in fact blind. I'll just put this little guy over here because it looks like it's like a sort of interface you could scan your phone at or something. I don't know. It's all about the illusion, guys. This park isn't going to be a hyper realistic one. Not like the power miners ride I'm building. You guys are not ready. I swear to God, you're not ready. It's going to be so peak. Uh-oh. I made it in a group. Never mind. Split from building. There you go. I think this is really good, actually. Right? I think that looks pretty sweet. And we can copy these over to a bunch of different places, too. So, there you go. Look. That is fun. And then what we will do is make this go into the ground because, of course, it needs some sort of water supply. So yeah, that's what that is, I guess. Yeah, I like that. Let's go and add that somewhere else too. For example, maybe right here. Although that's in the middle of the splash, actually, that makes no sense. Up here, of course. Yes, this time we just don't need the big supports, do we? In fact, even that one is too high. Wait, is it? Might actually be perfect. Yeah, that's fine. Are we gonna give them back shots or like from the front? No, I can't say that. I can't. I'm sorry. Let's say from the front so they can see it coming. Oh, that was really bad. This is a live stream, Benjamin. What are you doing? Okay. Like this. And then we can also make some of them, at least, tilt down a little bit to make it really look. Because that's what that mechanism is supposed to be for anyway. But it is really good. Although, looking at it like this, that's actually way too long the way it's spraying. So let's do 7 seconds. I didn't say anything. What are you talking about? Yeah, I like this though. Actually, wait. No, we have to sequence this. I mean, like a trigger. Wait, let's do create trigger sequence. Yes, of course. Okay, so once you arrive here, we're gonna do, we'll call that water gun 1. We'll do add new trigger. Add objects. Select that little water thing. And then, let me just skip until one of the boats arrives. Okay, let's look here. There's the boat. Once it arrives, that's a bit early maybe, but you get the point. Okay, so let's say it starts at about there and it lasts for 3 seconds. Let's quickly see the next boat. There it comes. Let's see if that's still a little bit early, but too early is not bad. Okay, yeah, no, that's not. Trigger. A little bit later and still longer. I'd say for 3.5 seconds. And then let's have a look. And we can do that on the other one as well. And it's stuff like this. Look. So it's a bit too early, but of course you want to make sure you get them all. Although, a little bit later and a little bit longer, 4 seconds. And that should be it. And then we'll go to this one. Hello. Create trigger. We're gonna have to rotate that a little bit, but we could make it go that way or that way. Probably that way. So then from there, do that water gun. Hello, water gun 2. Edit. Add objects. Something like that. Bloody thing. Yeah, and have that be like 4 seconds too. We just have to rotate the gun so it actually hits it. Because right now it doesn't. This is gonna look a bit strange. Wait, the water? Oh my god, the water goes with it too. Oh, that's great. What the hell? That's funny. I didn't know that. You learn something new every day. But so, yeah, it does that. And then it also has to tilt. That's great, actually, because you can immediately see where it ends up. That's so cool. So, like, right there. And then we attach it back to that little... Look! It hits him right in the freaking face. No, it doesn't, but close enough. Okay, so, yeah. It looks a bit weird, how the way it's... Maybe we should just... whatever. It's small details anyway, whatever. Okay, so let's have that play one more time just to make sure it's good. So it splashes, arrives over there, starts spraying. Oh, that is right in his face right there. Yeah, that's good. And then the same thing a bit further down here. Yep, I like that. Also, I just realized this is now probably the primary reason this bridge exists, because someone pointed out that it's kind of random to have this bridge sit here, because you can also just go there. But now that we have the water guns, it makes a lot more sense. So let's just say it was always the plan, because it totally was. Right? Let's do the same thing one last time. We spin that around like that, and then sequence it once more, or trigger it, I guess. So we could use the same trigger actually for convenience, because that first one, look, if we just do edit and then add objects, do that, we just have to make sure it's a bit later than the other one. So like there, maybe we're gonna have to, oh no, not 24, 4. Gonna have to see if that's timed right. Probably not. Only one way to find out though. Oh, it's not terrible. Not great either. Just a bit later and that's fine. Huh? Oh. Just like there. I did it again. I did it again. Oh, here we go. So it goes and then yeet, right up his ass. No. His face. His face. Well, I do think that's really cool. Like that, this is fun. These are fun interactive elements that make it feel a lot more alive. And kind of fill it up too. Like it looks a bit more bland, less bland now. That's really good. So, 3.5 hours strong. That's, yeah. That's wild. We're still here somehow. In fact, 730... Guys, you guys are the best. I had no idea it was going to be like that. And I'm not saying that to be nice. I actually did not think it was going to be a lot of people this time. I really have been away for so long. I thought, yeah, well, it's only just a few hundred to tune in. But then, well, all of you guys came. I'm just adding some rocks here because I kind of think that looks good. Ooh, it do. Mamma mia. We definitely need that. Look at that stuff right there. I don't know why I do so many accents. I don't control it, it just happens. I'm just a strange guy, I guess. Yeah. Like this, and then last one a bit deeper. I also added the lily pads. I don't know if I did that on in a video. I may have, actually. At this point, I don't even remember. I did some stuff off screen here, but... Dude, that looks so cool. Although it's a bit repetitive now, actually. Because I used the same one the whole time. No, that is nice. I like that. I like that a lot. Yep. We could just have some variety in size, so it doesn't look as artificial. And it could just kind of stop here too, if we wanted to. Because we are the boss. That looks stupid though. There. Yep. I like it. I like it a lot. This is getting shape though. Like, we could easily finish this whole part in a video and probably do some more in that video, and then from there we could start doing the rest. Because right now, since this is going to be themed to a gold mine, we haven't really done any gold mine related things yet. And even though I don't think it's going to be all that extravagant, it's still a very big part of the ride. This whole indoor area, basically. So yeah, that's interesting. There's still a lot of work to do, but I will say, so far this has gone pretty quick compared to other themes, and it makes sense because there's so little buildings. Most of it is trees and rocks, and first of all, I like that, but then also it's very easy to do. So yeah, unlike obviously this monstrosity right here, I don't know how it's still so relatively smooth, because there is a lot going on. I can't believe I accidentally deleted this, by the way. But, yep. But also here, we still need to do so much. This whole thing is completely empty. The whole little thing down here is completely empty. This is completely empty. The exit's completely non-existent. The whole ride, the queue, and... oh, God. Now that is an ambitious project right there. I should not have done that. But here we are. You gotta finish it. So, not to mention this. This whole thing. What have I done? This park's not going to be done for the next year, at least. But at least that makes sure there's a big project going on that I go back to every week or bi-weekly. So that's nice. But yeah, guys, I think for today, that is a good amount. We've been going for 3 hours and 45 minutes, which I think is pretty close to what we usually did for these streams. And I think we've done quite some cool stuff. We've built this entire building structure over here with the bridge and the pipes and the ramps and all that. We've done this bit of nature, which I almost forgot already, but we did that too, and it looks pretty sweet. Nice and lush. The whole underside of the ride itself. The drop is now done. All of that is pretty much done up until here. We added some water sprayers, of course. And just small details overall. So I will say, I'm quite satisfied with what we did. As you can tell, it is time consuming to build stuff like this, which is why I didn't have time for another video this week due to the power miners project, which I will show you one thing about that, because I did build, well, make yeah, also built, I guess, a new backdrop for that single video specifically, which looks, no, not that one. Nope, not that one either. There you go. So I made that. It's very cool. But so yeah, that's gonna be for that Power Miners video. Where's the normal one? There you go. And just a quick sneak peek, because it really is gonna be something, guys. It is going to be so cool. However, for today, I'm going to leave it at that, because yeah, we've been going for a bunch of hours, and I think I'm done for today. So I have really appreciated all you guys' support, sticking around in general, because 700 people consistently, that is crazy to me. I did not expect that at all, and I'm very happy to see it. Yeah, so I guess have a nice rest of your day, evening, morning, whatever, wherever you are, and I will see you very hopefully in the next video, whatever that will be.